bond that's stronger than words. And now we sing, we scream, I'll sing time together, and it will not go unheard. Perfect. There we go. Alrighty, hello everybody, and welcome to the first year anniversary stream. And now, time to send the link to my friends because I can, and reasons and stuff. Just stuff. So I wanted to host this a little bit earlier than normal because ultimately things came up and I couldn't exactly maintain it on the original date. So here we are. So I'm going to go to the official link here. It'll probably be appearing in the subscriptions very shortly to basically signify it. Excuse me. I know that the thumbnail lists it as 1/16/2015. Like I said, I had to change the date. Not exactly my proudest moment. And there's Chrome being stupid. All right. So essentially what I'm going to do for the stream is I'm going to be doing a couple top 10s, answering some questions, and hey, might even have some super special guests. No, can't say. We'll see. And yeah, basically call it. I mean, I'm really surprised that in the span of a year, I managed to not only hit over 100 subscribers thanks to the series, but I also managed to get 2 whole seasons done from November 16th of last year and all the way up to November of this year, even though I ended it a few months back. I'm really surprised, actually, to have gotten this far, and I have you guys to thank for that. So I'm probably going to say this several times, but it means a lot. Thank you guys. I really do mean it. All right. So ultimately, I'm going to be showing a couple top 10s, answering some of your questions in the comments. So if you have any questions, do not be afraid to post them in the comments. So yeah. All right. I'm seeing viewers coming in. All right, bitchin'. I don't know exactly how long I'm going to be doing this, but we'll see. All right, let's start reading comments. I see Jacob he locked me in the closet. Help. Sorry, Jacob, but Jolteon has to pay the rent in the building first. Susan, hi. Hey, Susan. The Andy Exchange. Woo. Susan, I'm excited. Awesome. All right. So I'll probably get to adding my guests or asking for the guests a little bit later. I have a question to answer, so let's get on to it. Meta527. I see Big Vaporeon join the comments. I will get to your comment in a second. Meta527 the second asks, why aren't you interested in getting a Wii U? Well, largely because I just don't see a reason to get a Wii U. A lot of the games aren't really that interesting, and really I already have a 3DS, and a lot of the games on the 3DS that are available on the Wii U are also on the 3DS, and I'm aware of how that sounded really jumbled. Sorry. Friggin' throat is dry. So, let me just open a thing of peach ginger. All right. Ultimately, it's just because of the games. I don't exactly see a reason. Plus, room isn't exactly the biggest. So, I already have a 360 plugged in, so I'd have to make room for another one for another console, and it's not fun. I don't know that, and I'm also saving up to get another laptop. But yeah. All right, let's read more comments. Epic Vaporeon, this series was the best I've seen in a long time. Aw, thank you. I really do appreciate it. I mean, when I started doing this, I didn't think that. I just thought it would be a one-time thing with the whole Amazon craze, and then just call it a day. But and then I saw these comments, and I was like, okay, a lot of people like this, so why not give them another one? Yeah, I think I've said this before, but Amazon was supposed to be a one-show thing. Music was not supposed to happen originally until, like, I think around the halfway point when I started seeing all the positive comments, and I thought, well, okay, I'll give them what they want. They want more of this? They clearly do. So why not give them more? people who really inspired me in that case to do the first season was because of Shinx and Telly's show, the NDX Challenge, but I think I've talked enough about NDX Challenge, and well, like a friggin' idiot, I almost forgot to make a joke about this from the initial review Telly did of season 1. Originally in episode 1, Cresselia was supposed to put out like a lawsuit or something saying that Infernape sued their asses for all the pot shots, so they can't use any more jokes. Yeah. So, unfortunately, I forgot to include that. So, that's a thing. Oh, God. Yeah, I mean, I love taking the piss out of Telly at points, but sometimes it can go way too far, and I'll admit that myself. So, let's see. Jacob, damn it, I thought he forgot about that. But I don't think he's going to get you out of the closet anytime soon, Jacob, if he's on that island. All right, let's read Andy X Challenge. Question, thoughts on our collab review? Oh, I love doing that, like, doing it, because it was fun to rip Shinx's ass to shreds. So I liked it. The music happened. Yes. Yes, it did. It was the hype. I agree. Well, that's good. For all the wrong reasons, lol. Oh, we got a question from Susan. All right. Susan asks, thoughts on Nintendo Direct that happened today? Oh, okay. Holy shit. Okay. So I was in a call with George Raccoon. He makes artwork for several members of the commentary community. Yeah. For anyone who doesn't know, I have multiple accounts. This one's mainly for my TPI stuff. My main account is actually Curio Wave of the Mountie. I changed it because a lot of people were getting my name spelled wrong on that. Midnight Anubis is also an account I own, which is for commentaries only. Basically just so that I don't have to worry too much about copyright. Back on topic. So I was on the call with this guy, Adramation Productions, and, well, jokingly, my ESIS MDXLR videos. And we were watching it, and it was a lot of fun watching it, riffing the shit out of it, all that fun jazz. And I was happy to hear that the Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow stuff is coming to the 3DS on the same day that they were originally released in North America. That's freaking cool. I'm surprised it took them this long, though, to get to it. But I digress. I wasn't really interested in the Animal Crossing crap, though. Me and Raccoon Man made some good made a couple Destiny Island jokes about it for anyone who played Kingdom Hearts, because it kind of feels fitting. And then the cloud reveal. Oh my god! Like when I was watching that, I could feel tears coming down my eyes in like happiness and shock. Like, oh my god! At first, I thought that it was just going to be a port of FF7, but then I realized, wait, it's a character? Holy shit! And all that jazz. So I was happy by that. All right. Now not. Okay. Jacob asks, who are your favorite characters to work on with from Amazon Music? Actually, I will be getting to that very shortly. I actually have a PowerPoint presentation to display to you guys, which contains a few of the top 10s as well as a character breakdown. So if you want to know what my favorite character is, as well as interesting tidbits, stay tuned. Andy X Challenge asks, thoughts on the EC OC shared universe? First off, it's FC, not OC. Sorry, that's my right side of my brain talking. FC is a fan character. OC is original character for an original series. Moving on to the topic. I'm not exactly a big fan of the shared universe thing unless it's its own separate title, because when I'm reading a story, unless they're related to the main character or by some relation, then, or in a group, which even then I'd say the group should be of original characters, not from other people's series. The TEC OC shared universe is just kind of a dumb idea, mainly when certain characters that have no relation to the main character are showing up. I'm reading a story about your FC, guys. I don't want to hear about this other character unless they're related to them in some way, like a family or whatever. So it's kind of dumb. Bayokex asks, what are the best and worst parody films you've ever seen? Not exactly a big fan of parody films, so I have so I don't really watch them. Susan asks, what was your favorite co-op you did with me? That's a pretty tricky one, but I think my favorite was the co-op we did for Midnight Anubis on Jared Milton, or Pokemass Milton, and oh god, I just realized he has so many names. Milton, the normal guy, he did a rant on the Pokemon English dub rant, or a rant on the Pokemon English dub. So that would probably be my favorite. All right, Andy X Challenge, OC or FC, you know what I meant. Yes, I do. Bayokex asks, which TPI maker would you want to do a collab with that you haven't already? Well, Susan technically counts as a TPI maker, but I've done collabs with her. I'm discounting Jacob because technically the Clannad reactions are collabs. So there's that. I guess the closest one I can think of would be Levi or Total Pokemon Island World Tour. Maybe that Durant, but I don't know. All right. All right, I'll answer one more question from Andy X Challenge, and then I'm going to bring in the guests. So, favorite TEC episode from season 1? Ah, God damn it, that is such a tricky one. Oh, before I answer it, though, I'm going to say this. For anyone that has... I will be stopping after each list to answer more questions before moving on to the next one. So, for anyone who shows up a little bit later, or for anyone who's currently in the stream but doesn't ask any questions at the moment, but asks them later on, I will get to them. Don't worry, I will. It will be after the list, though, because, well, I need some time after the list to get the next ones going. So, let's answer Andy's. My favorite episode from season 1 would probably be either episode 23, possibly, or the season finale. There were so many good episodes, I can't exactly pick a favorite. But I'd say one of those two. Hey, Dr. Rant. Hey, Tree. All right. All right, and I'm going to start bringing in my guests, see if they're up for it. So just hold tight, everybody, and I will start bringing them in. But first, I'm going to change up something so that I can have my audio going into my headset so that my guests don't exactly, so I don't hear my guests echoing into my microphone. It'd be really awkward. So let's start. All right, got my guests going. Now to drag them in. Forcibly. Nah, not forcibly. Okay. All right, I just sent the invite to my two guests. Hopefully it'll work, or else I'm gonna look like a dumbass. Fun! So, yeah, once that's all set to go, I will start the list. So, now the waiting game begins. So, yeah, for anyone curious about the characters, like what are my favorite characters to work on, I will get to that in the PowerPoint, because I actually do a bit of a breakdown on the characters. So, just waiting for them to be here. Well, hopefully. Google Plus is being weird. Oh, yeah, Big Bang Theory is on. Yeah, probably not even interesting. Oh, why did I eat that? I see Jacob and Vivorian are having an exchange. How did you get locked in the closet, Jacob? Oh, for God's sakes. Looks like that didn't work. Thank you, Google Plus, for making it incredibly difficult to try and get two people in this shit. Hang on. Why is this so frustrating? I'm gonna check the chat. Because logic. Magic. Yes. Oh, I swear to God, if this doesn't work. Okay. Why does my throat do that? Oh, there we go. Got one of them in. Okay.
Hello?
Shit. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Hey, Susan. Okay, good. That actually worked. Holy shit.
Hi.
All right. Just, yep. So you're Susan Milcati, aka Pokemon Girl, or Susan Milcati Fancy Teen. Waiting on my other guests now. I think they might have joined, and they did. All right. Perfect.
All right.
Oh,
Pardon me. Google Plus was being, well, the less I talk about Google Plus, the better.
Yeah, I know the feeling. Trying to send out the bloody notifications.
Welcome to my world.
Yes. So here.
Anyway, greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. Here we have the NDX challenge.
Hi, everyone.
And unlike our host here, I don't have a lot of names. I mean, technically, I do.
Well, I didn't. Well, you didn't lose your account to suspensions multiple times.
Oh, that's not. No, that's not my fault. That has nothing to do with me.
Oh.
I just got blocked in other countries and stuff. Copyright stuff.
And Maniacal Laughter. Thoughts on my laughter? Haven't heard it. So I haven't really watched the show Maniacal Laughter, so I don't have an opinion of it. I've been too busy dealing with other crap. Hell, I
You need to see it. It's really good.
Yeah, I've been busy with college, so.
You should probably watch that first episode. It is literally the hype.
I will eventually.
Yes.
Eventually.
Well, largely because, if I can get the screen share going, largely because I had to. The thing is with this screen sharing, or the thing is with this today is that I got this PowerPoint done in one day, largely because I didn't have any time to do it. But yes, I know. Okay. All right.
It's fine.
Present to everyone. Let's see if that works. All right, good. So.
Oh, lovely.
All right, good. So that means it shouldn't be like randomly vibrating or some shit. Perfect. All right. So.
Huzzah!
I see it.
Wait a minute. Okay, good. I thought that would have just been stuck. Hey. Okay. Only one episode. Oh, hey, Ditto. All right. Here we go. I'm gonna start this list off. Much like what what Total Pokemon Island World Tour did, I'm going to be doing the character breakdown. So essentially, ranking all 44 characters from worst to best. So here we go, as well as giving behind-the-scenes information. Starting off with my least favorite, and I just realized it's in the way. Number 44, Dusk Noir.
I am not surprised at all.
Dusk Noir. The problem with this guy is that I never wrote this guy really far because I just wrote him as the guy who gets eliminated first. Because I really had nothing for this guy aside from the incident that it got him eliminated. I mean, frankly, yeah, I didn't like this guy too much, and it's a reason why he doesn't really get much in terms of an epilogue when compared to other characters. I mean, how Vulpix got something. So I like to think that Vulpix was Dusk Noir done right, even if he was the first eliminated. We'll get to Vulpix later. Number 43, Drapion. Oh my god. I
Mm.
did not like writing the. Yeah, I was not exactly a big Drapion fan, and this is one of the cases where I had no freaking clue where I was going to put this guy in
Honestly,
terms of the elimination.
that would explain his placement in the on the show.
Yeah, I really just wanted to have a party guy, but couldn't really do anything with it.
Yeah.
And even then, well, other characters with more serious personalities had their comedic moments, i.e., Butterfree and Jirachi. But the thing is with Drapion is that when you have a character who's supposed to be comedic relief, and that's it, there's not much I can really do with the guy. So, yeah, it's also why he didn't
Yeah,
make a return.
I know that feeling.
Yeah. Number 42. Milotic. Oh, my lord.
My
This
loading.
guy.
Uh,
Yeah.
Wait,
Oh boy.
my bad. I almost forgot. I almost forgot about my Lodic. Whoops.
The thing is with Milotic is that much like Dusk Noir, I couldn't really think of much to really do with him. He was the youngest member of the Mafia Alliance, so you'd think that would give me some interesting ideas considering how all the other characters in the Mafia were much older and have more experience. So having a more naive guy would make for some comedic bits. Unfortunately, the problem was is that this would work if I was doing Amazon, but music wasn't Amazon, so his role doesn't work in that regard. And really, if I kept him on longer, all that would have happened is that he would have accentuated. Actually, believe it or not, he was supposed to get eliminated in like episode 6, not episode 2. And really,
Really now.
sorry, episode 3, not episode 6. And Altaria is supposed to be heartbroken about it because Milotic didn't basically flip his lid until the final episode when he actually revealed that he was using the person. So then I thought, you know what? And it might have just been the sickness talking. I didn't want that, and I wanted to set up some character for Garchomp, but I'll get to that later. The problem with Milotic is that he was really underdeveloped, and I couldn't think of much. So that's why
Well,
he will
I'm glad he
never.
left. I'm glad he left when he did.
Yeah. I hate characters
Yeah.
who stay on longer than need be, which I know some people may scream irony given a certain snake, but we will touch on that later. Next.
Why scream
Number
irony when I'm the? Why scream irony when I'm ironic?
Number 41, Yan Mega. Yeah, this one is not really a surprise. Yan Mega was the guy who got eliminated second, has nothing really in terms of personality. Sure,
I
he got some
forgot what
development.
Yanmega did.
Yeah, he was basically the messy geek.
Oh,
The
right.
The problem
Okay.
with Yan Mega is that, well, he didn't really have much.
Yeah.
Because that's just it. I mean, sure, he was on the list of people returning, and I gave him, at least try to give him some more development in the epilogue, but that was about it. Didn't really serve much else purpose, and believe it or not, he was not going to return, even if the situation had it. The crap. Oh, okay. Sorry. Even in the event that, well, Team Mozart won and got 2 members back, he was not going to return. So ultimately, he was going to go in second, and I had nothing for the guy. Never even came in with a girlfriend. So
I don't think he can handle one.
yeah. Number
Yeah,
40,
I agree.
Jumpluff. Oh, Jumpluff, you mess.
I'm actually kind of curious because I would like to hear this one.
The thing is with Jumpluff is that,
Yeah.
well, here's the thing. I really didn't have much of a personality for her aside from being the happy-go-lucky person, and really the whole thing with her getting pissy at Delcatty was a last-minute thing because I didn't plan for her to really do anything. I actually based her somewhat off of Crystal Zerwa's Jumpluff in a way, with the exception of the boyfriend, because I actually like Crystal's TPI, and I really wish she would return. I mean, I don't know where the hell she is. Back on topic. The problem with Jumpluff is that she is just really underdeveloped and she didn't really do anything. So I just made sure to scrap her and get rid of her soon.
Is that why everything happened with her in said moments during that particular?
Yep.
Yeah, and then right when she left, I was like, Dang, girl. I was hoping for more, but you were honestly annoying to the ears.
Yeah, and I couldn't think of anything for her.
Mm.
And that's why she didn't even get far, even in the original drafts. Number 39, Gorobus.
Oh my gosh, I
Oh,
forgot about Gorobus. I'm forgetting
oh.
so many of these characters. It's really sad.
Yeah, you see a pattern, guys. A lot of the Amazon characters have been taking up a majority of the
Yeah.
list so far.
Ugh.
Well, we'll get. Yeah. The thing is with Gorobus is that I had nothing really to do with her aside from making jokes about how much of a whiny bitch she was, because she was meant to be a stereotype of all the whiny bitches in TPIs. So many of them, it's not even funny.
It's an
And by
understatement,
extension,
actually.
Glammeow. So, yeah.
It's an understatement, actually.
Sad truth is, you're right, yeah. It is an understatement. And
Yeah.
that's what pisses me off about the whole thing. Unfortunately, I didn't really plan for much with Gorobus. I mean, there were some shipping material for her in Gothitelle, but that's it. And even then,
Ew,
so did
gosh.
Oshawott.
Ew, gosh, no.
Well, the first intro kind of showed that too.
Well,
The
thank heavens
problem,
that actually didn't happen.
yeah, but really, but yeah. Then again, I kind of did the same with Oshawott, and I gave her a personality. The problem with it is that the whole
Mm.
thing about the book at the end in her epilogue, freaking meant. Anyway, was a last minute decision. So ultimately, this character is also underdeveloped.
Hmm.
Number 38, Cherum. Oh
Hey,
God.
look! Hey, look! A look-alike!
Oh
It's like
God.
I wrote the girl's character. It's like I wrote the girl's plot.
Yes, You're not actually wrong.
And
In
yes,
fact.
and yes, I was throwing shade at myself. Come at me,
Well,
ladies and gentlemen.
well, you're not actually wrong though, because I actually based Cherum off the Valley Girl stereotype seen in a lot of TPIs, Nikki Norris Bayleaf, and by extension your series. The problem with
Which is
Cherum
pretty
is,
much every Valley girl I've had.
I mean, sure, I gave her some jokes, some of which I think I took from Lindsay from the first season of TDI, but whatever. Unfortunately, aside from that, there wasn't really much I was going to do with her. I mean, it really wasn't. I mean, sure, she works on a farm to an extent, but that's it, and it would be really worthless. I mean, the only reason Superior wanted her in the Alliance was basically just to be a meat shield and as an extra vote. Because, remember, Sharon was the
I
first
love
to
in the
go
comments
to the
people
Alliance.
are leaving.
She was the first to leave. That's saying something.
Mm.
I will read the comments in a bit, like probably at the 30s. Let's continue. Number 37. Oh, and yeah, Charm didn't have much going for her either. Number 37, Execute. Another Amazon character.
Cue the rage in the comments because people actually like this guy.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know. It's that logic where the character's supposed to be unlikable, but ironically everyone likes him. Every TPI has one.
I based this guy off the stereotype of just bad comedians and shit. And it's just, I guess, kind of funny in a way because, season 2 of EC, which I can't say because
What?
reason.
I'm sorry, what?
Can't say.
Oh, you mentioned my show. Wow. I have poor listening skills tonight. Oh, you were mentioning my show.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Crazy guy makes
Certain
very
Mexican.
bad jokes. Can't
A certain
make that yet.
Mexican. Yes.
Yes, a certain Hispanic, not Mexican.
I don't care. All right, now.
There's a difference.
I know. Ugh.
Yes, there is a difference.
So, why
The thing is-
37?
The reason why is largely because, much like a lot of other characters, Execute didn't really have anything going for him aside from just cracking lame jokes, and I knew keeping him on in longer than a certain point, he would get very annoying very fast, and usually with me, I like to remove the cancer before it spreads. Can't say the same for some TPIs, but I'm not here to sling mud at certain individuals tonight. Yeah, that was.
You already had 38 minutes of that the other day, so we don't have to. So you can say that for another time.
Yeah, and the whole thing with
Yes,
the
you did.
Malaysian air flight joke, I actually thought some people were going to get pissed off about that because, oversensitivity amongst society and crap.
Oh,
I just
hate
thought of that joke
I
randomly.
hate the sensitivity we deal with. Although I was very skeptical about the particular joke, it didn't really affect me too much because it didn't really affect me when I heard it in the first place. It's sad to hear, but at the same time, when I heard the joke, it's like, hey, it's a joke. You move on. It was a joke.
Yeah. Which I guess is kind of funny in hindsight, considering Team 4-Star, because they essentially made a 9/11 joke.
I
and you
gotta
didn't
agree
hear
with
about that
Kelly on
much.
that one.
I'm not surprised that other videos and other shows can get away with a certain joke, and yet sometimes on another show people can get super offended and sensitive, and I never understood that. But hey, it is what it is.
That's a story for another day. Unfortunately, with Execute, there really wasn't much else to him, and that was really a problem I had with a lot of my Amazon characters. They were just underdeveloped, mainly because they were supposed to be punchlines. Much like Italia, you don't go there for the characters, you go there for the comedy. Number 36, Singapore.
Hey!
Oh Lord! What? Now I'm wondering why is Semi4 not lower on the frickin'? Forget it. Never mind. I have no comment on this experiment, to say the least.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
No
Singapore.
comment on this experiment of a character, to say the least.
I based Singapore essentially off the crazy Izzy stereotype that was present in a lot of shows.
With the exception of sniffing a certain something.
Or not. Yes, I just went a little bit more extreme with it.
You don't say.
And that's just it. I mean, ultimately, yeah, that's really how it went down because, well, yeah, but that's just it. Aside from being the Izzy stereotype, there really wasn't much character to her, and I didn't feel like explaining why because really she was meant to be a punchline again. So I scrapped her pretty early. She wasn't going to get far anyway. Funny thing is, in the same season where I introduced Singapore and Simisage, no Simisir. But no completion of the trio of monkeys. Oh, well.
Oh, that's right. We didn't get the third one. Crap.
Considering what we got out of the two, maybe it'd be for the
Yeah,
best.
we didn't.
Well, maybe.
Well,
we'll see.
Granted, the other one you used was a lot better than this one, to say the least.
We will get to that shortly. Number 35.
Yeah.
Heliolisk.
All right. I can't agree with the ranking here. I really thought Heliolisk would be right next to her boyfriend. You know, the one that just happened out of nowhere. But hey, that's just me.
The problem with the thing is with Heliolisk is that I did actually like doing her voice and writing some of her comedic bits as well as her interactions. Out of the two, I just think Heliolisk was the better written character compared to her and her boyfriend. Largely because I just loved writing it, and really I just based the dubstep thing off. It's essentially a reversal of the stereotypical rapper character you see in some TPIs. Or, basically characters like Driftbloom in a way. Which I guess...
Oh. Well, okay.
I mean, much like Duwad, I had, Heliolisk in having her shipping moments with Gothitelle, but not as much as, say, Duwad or kind of Gerbis, but whatever.
I am so tempted to ask. Shipping moments? Heliolisk?
Well,
Finding...
this was... Yeah,
they must have been very brief.
They pretty much were. It was just, yeah. Ultimately, though, the reason she can't go any higher is because the sad truth of it is that if she didn't betray her alliance, she would have likely gone to the end and probably done something. Because Gothitelle brought Duwa to the final three, and she did jack shit for the most part in terms of strategies, depending on who you believe. So... yeah. All right. Before I continue, I'm going to read some of the comments. So let's go and read some of these.
They're basically commentary on what we've been talking about.
All right. I'm going to read through this really quickly.
Enjoy that.
This is worse than hell. Me and my boy Double D making hell. I agree. All right. This won't take too long. Wow. A lot of people didn't like my Lodic either.
Are you surprised?
Not really.
Because you shouldn't be.
I
didn't like my Lodic. I mean, goodness, are we ever going to have a Milotic that's even remotely likable?
The one from Gilligan's.
Except that one.
I think it's like one of the only few males anyway. So much mess. You must have cancer. Hey, Nick. Oh, shit, it's my boy Nick. Wait, Nick Levin's in this? She was much better
Yeah,
than
Nick Levin, where the hell have you been, buddy?
But yeah, I do kind of. But see, with Maniacal Laughter, I do gotta agree that like Heliolisk was a lot better than Drapion.
Alright, I'll give Heliolisk that, but that still doesn't excuse the fact that Heliolisk and Drapion together. I'm sorry, it just.
I can understand
Yeah,
that.
but I do agree. Heliolisk still better than Drapion.
Yeah, but she does suffer a bit of a problem when compared to the others, and that is she doesn't have much development.
There's that.
Mainly because she was meant to be the punchline. Number 34, Toxicroak. Toxicroak, Toxicroak.
I'm drawing a blank on Toxicroak as a character.
Yeah, he was basically supposed to be the equivalent of the strong guy, the karate master, or the karate expert.
Him! Oh, wow, I really did forget him. I didn't even. I almost forgot you had a Toxicroak on the show.
Him?
I feel so bad.
Once again, he was essentially a punchline, so he didn't have much in terms of character. I guess in terms of generals, he would or in terms of hierarchy, he would be Simisage's second in command for the longest time until his elimination. And really, his elimination wasn't really that satisfying because ultimately, with his character, he didn't really get far in my original drafts anyway. A lot of these characters didn't, so there wasn't really much to him. I mean, sure, his epilogue, but really, that was going to happen anyway. I mean, why wouldn't Simisage's alliance keep touch with each other after the season ends? They had a pretty close bond with the others, so ultimately he served as a punchline.
I mean, essentially, you'd think that they'd keep in touch after the season if they're close, right?
Yeah, but I think you guys are starting to see the point, like the whole underdeveloped thing. Number 33, Maractus. Oh boy. Yeah.
Maractus. Another character I seemingly forgot. It's sad because I did like Amazon, but goodness, I'm forgetting all these characters. I hate this.
That's the sad truth in this case because, well, yeah, I mean, that's just it with Maractus because she didn't really have much of a character aside from being, well, the sex addict, and I don't even get why I had that. I think it was basically to make fun of the people who were hopelessly romantic in TPIs or absolutely goddamn crazy, like Chansey.
For more on that, visit the AXE files for hopelessly romantic. You'll find quite a bit.
Yep.
Sorry about that.
It's cool. But ultimately, I thought her position was fine, and I actually really liked her role in writing her role in the 9th episode because it gave me a chance to bring back Lopunny into the series because the last time she appeared in TPI she was a colossal bitch, and in hindsight, considering PWR's ending, I kind of spoiled her ending in that episode because she ended up with Mighty Anna because of reasons, and basically because ultimately Lopunny and Maractus kind of do share some parallel in a way, considering how they went.
It's almost as if both shows are in a shared universe or something.
Well, yeah. The show takes place, this first season takes place like 5 or so years after season 5, 2021. So. But ultimately, yeah. Maractus was not going to get far to begin with, so her character was not really much. Yeah, I'm trying to like. Alright, number 32. Holy shit. Vulpix. See, we finally had a music
Vulpix!
character.
For the record, I actually did enjoy Vulpix, even if it was only for an episode. But granted, I still enjoyed Vulpix. That's how good the first elimination was. Enjoyable and left when need be. That's how you do it.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't have much plans for Vulpix aside from him. He was much like Dusk Noir. He was going to be out the first episode, so I just thought, why not just make him fun?
The difference is Vulpix was a lot more hilarious and better than Dusk Noir, to be be quite honest.
Yeah, I can understand that. And frankly, I just love writing this guy. Because in I know this seems unrelated. In TF2, I love playing as the Pyro, and I freaking love fire as an element. Which is probably why I gave my character in my fan character story fire abilities. So, yeah, that goes to show something.
That makes quite a bit of sense.
Yes.
The only difference is that I wouldn't go crazy over it. But yeah, essentially both is kind of based off of that part. But yeah, much like others, he was not going to get far. So ultimately, yeah, I mean, it could be worse. He could have hooked up with Dragonite at the
Oh
end.
gosh, no!
Oh wait,
Oh
that would.
no,
wait.
no!
Oh wait, that wouldn't
Yeah.
work anyway. Oh
Why
relax,
are
it
you
wouldn't
putting
work
these
anyway.
images in my head? What are you trying to do?
Oh relax, it couldn't.
Ew.
Oh relax, it wouldn't happen anyway. Remember, Dragonite's aromantic, so
Yeah,
it
then
wouldn't work.
again, who would date her? She got some issues she need to fix.
Never
Yeah.
mind. Number 31. Greninja.
What?
Yep,
Okay, look,
Greninja.
I don't really agree with Greninja's transformation, quote unquote, but I was expecting him to be a little higher on the list. What? Come on!
Uh,
Greninja is love and life. Granted, this one in particular wasn't originally Greninja, but I digress.
yeah. Here's the thing with Greninja. It's like, ultimately, while I did like writing Unknown and hyping up his relationship with, and building on its fear and all the other crap,
Mm-hmm.
the problem is that after he transformed into a Greninja, and he took up Greninja for a lot of the series after his transformation till his eventual elimination, he kind of got bland. I'm not even gonna lie. Aside from after he hooked up with Crocodile, he didn't really do much. So
Admittedly.
if that didn't happen, he would have likely been higher. But ultimately, I kind of have to judge him based on his entire performance, much like these other characters. And the fact that he made it all the way to the final 7 kind of goes to show something.
That Greninja is bae.
Well, yeah, I chose him as my starter in X and Y for a reason.
As did I.
And I don't even like water. Um. Anyway, I mean,
I find that hard to believe with everything you. I find that hard to believe, but okay.
what do you mean?
I don't know. You just every time. I don't know. You just like. I just find. I don't know. It's just every so often I find you. I guess it's because your love for. Oh, never mind. I'll bring it up later. I am drawing an unfortunate blank right now. It's getting on my last nerves.
We'll see what happens.
Carry on.
Yep. And oh, I'm reading the comments for like Greninja here. Like a lot of people were commenting on your reaction. He was good, but in the last
Yep.
part of the season, he didn't really do much. Yeah, I gotta agree, Maniacal.
Admittedly, Greninja didn't really. Yeah, admittedly, Greninja didn't really. Yeah, it got a little bit bland. But I'm glad you asked him when he did, because if he had gone any further, that would have become a problem. So it was a good point, to say the least.
And really, I didn't have much plan. Well, actually, believe it or not, the whole thing with the transformation, and I almost forgot about this. The original transformation was supposed to be because Butterfree shot him with something, and he transformed into the Greninja, but he still kept his psychic abilities.
Eh,
And that was the episode she got eliminated because before I planned for her to change, she was still a bitch.
huh.
Yeah.
So
Guys,
going.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
So if we're going to get technical here, you pulled a DCU and transformed your Pokemon into something else midway, or
Ye.
sort of midway. But
Yep.
instead, it somehow made more sense.
Yep. And actually, believe it or not, Greninja was supposed to get eliminated at Final 10/9, not Final 7 like originally expected, or Final 8. Sorry, I just remembered 7 was Drapion.
I unfortunately have a bias against all of my all-time favorite Pokemon when they're on TPIs. So, to anyone who has a Torterra, a Crobat, a Greninja, or other Pokemon that you may or may not know of my favorites, well, I might show a little favoritism towards them.
Fair enough. Number 30, Skunk Tank. Oh
Wait, you're
boy,
not showing
the
the screen.
sky. Wait, what? Piece of shit. Hang on. Try this again.
But anyway, oh yeah, the one with the. Wait, was that the? Was that your? Was that the one with the faux French accent?
All the no. One. Present to everyone.
I'd like to thank our Lord and Savior Google Plus for glitching.
here. You're presenting to everyone. Oh my god, I'm not presenting to... 1 second, guys. This is being really, really retarded. Stop presenting... Okay. Okay.
Alrighty, I'm back.
Welcome back. Okay. You want to turn screen? I'd like to thank our Lord and Savior, Google Plus for glitching. Will that happen? He was actually my inspiration for Ekans personally. Google Plus was the... Okay, here we go. Alright, good. It's presenting to everyone.
Alright. I'd like to thank our Lord and Savior Google Plus for being a complete jerk today, as always.
Alright, number 30, Skunk Tank. The thing with the Skunk Tank is that I planned for him to essentially be, in a similar way, a parody of the romantic idea. Though I got for anyone who watches Looney Tunes, I also based a bit of him off the character Pepe Le Pew.
That would explain some of the reference. Okay, that makes a little more sense.
But yeah, I think originally he was supposed to get eliminated in like episode 3. Yeah, it was supposed to be episode 3.
I'll give Skunk Tank credit though. His whole shtick was flirting and stuff. He did a hell of a lot better than a certain bug and fire type on a certain show revolving around video games. I'll give it that.
We don't speak of him in the side speak.
I'm aware, but even he admitted how bad that character was. Just saying.
Yet he's still on.
No kidding, but back on topic.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I didn't plan for this guy to really get far. However, I will say this. I loved writing scenes for him and Doo-Wah. Probably one of my favorite couples on the show was those two. And the whole thing with Skunk Tank making an appearance in the Dream episode, last minute. I did not plan for that to happen. For those two to have an interaction together. So, guys, that kind of goes to show something. Even included a joke at Luxio's expense.
No, like legit. Even I laughed at it. Okay, all right. That was admittedly some hilarious stuff. I mean, I didn't care at that point. If you didn't like Luxio, that's fine. The joke was funny nonetheless.
Yeah, no, I think of the joke like this, and I know this isn't true, but it's funny and like, yeah. Now, the reason Cocktail totally wanted him out was because he was flirting with someone who was flirting with Cocktail.
Oh yes, I have to give Wave credit this, ladies and gentlemen, but the guy knows how to troll when it comes to pairing certain people together and then going, what? No, these two are together. Sorry, sorry.
Oh, I'll touch on that later.
That in both seasons.
I'll touch on that as we go through.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, good times. I mean, ultimately with this guy, he was probably one of my favorites to write, but it's also one of the trickier ones in terms of him returning, because there's nothing much for really him to do. He's not really an athlete, he's just the flirt, so there's nothing I can really do with him much. I mean, I guess for a social game, but it doesn't really matter anyway, since I'm pretty much done. Number 29. First comments. Not Dragonite.
No!
Dragonite.
Lord, no, not her.
Yes. Number
I hate her so
9 is Dragonite.
Good gosh.
Yes.
I didn't think I'd ever hated Dragonite this much.
Oh yes.
Looks like TPI's Dragonair has a run for her money.
Okay. This is where it gets fun. Believe it or not, okay, aside from Servine, Dragonite, Lapras, and Reuniclus were the first few characters I ever created for the series. And the main reason for that was based off of, believe it or not, Equestria Girls Rainbow Rocks, i.e. the Dazzlings, or whatever the stupid name is, because I'm too lazy to look them up at the moment. And essentially, after hearing one of their songs, Under Our Spell, which I actually used in episode 7, albeit a cover, I thought, okay, why don't I make characters similar to this? And ignoring that whole other thing, which I'm not going to talk about ever again, because No, I don't want to talk about that stupid relationship idea because that's not
Okay.
executed for kids.
If you never mention it again, that's fine with me.
Okay. The thing is with Dragonite, though, she was based off of. She was based off the for anyone in for anyone here that's a brony. She was based off the purple chick, or the chick with the purple long hair. I don't remember her name for the life of me. I don't care to look up the name.
Okay, I was about to say you may have to be a little more specific because I am not a fan of this series you speak of. So yeah.
I was mainly referring to the guys in the comments. I'm looking at Jacob's comments. Get this all out of here. Oh my god. Next slide's 9 Dragon 9. German. The thing is, though, is that she was basically meant to represent the anger, so much like the counterpart in the movie, though not to this extreme. Believe it or not. It was fun to write in an angry person, basically, just to make a colossal bitch, and she was always written as the colossal bitch. Unlike Lapras and Reuniclus, she was never going to get development.
You seem to write that particular type of character quite well, Wave.
The less we say about Roserunts, the better in her first.
Yeah.
Good times. But believe it or not, and this is going to piss Tally off, so get your comments ready.
Oh boy!
Dragonite was supposed to make the final 5.
Seriously?
Yes.
Pardon my French, but this asshole was supposed to make it to the final freaking 5?
Yes. Believe it or not, Lapras was supposed to get eliminated instead of her. And even worse, episode 7, what happened there was not supposed to happen originally. That was
you mentioned that, Mm-hmm.
Well, privately.
Yes, you mentioned that episode 7. Yep, but for the record, I'm glad it did happen.
Yep. And yeah, Lapras was supposed to leave in her place. I mean, I loved writing her ending largely because I was getting fed up with her. But
as shown in that episode.
Yeah. Basically, I just built up that house of cards just so I can tear it the hell down. Number 28, Heracross. Oh,
Heracross. Oh, yeah. Okay, now I remember him. Okay, I have a better job. I am doing a better job remembering characters from music. Okay, I remember Heracross. Okay, Heracross' time on the show was very brief.
Yeah, maniacal laughter's comment.
Yeah.
Wait, Nick Lovin, still better than Superior. Are you serious? Dragonite better than Superior?
Actually, in some regards, I do have to agree.
Oh, snap! Shots fired.
I really don't like Superior. Superior had something going for her, but don't even get me started around the time when she just evolved. I was just fed up. But as for Dragonite, admitted that despite how much I did not like Dragonite, she stayed up until she up until the point where she got annoying, but then she got eliminated before it could get any worse. As for Superior, why don't you go watch all 15 episodes if you know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll touch on that a little bit later. Maniacal laughter, you're joking, right? Sorry, pulled a friggin' muscle. The thing is, basically not a fan of music, Superior, but she's not as bad as people say. Okay, we'll get to that. The thing is with Heracross, my friggin' muscle heals up. The thing is with Heracross is that I base his personality essentially off of, in a way, Daredevil's Matt Murdock, largely because at the time of writing, I was watching the Daredevil first season. Really good, by the way. You really should check it out.
Yes.
Though I'm more excited for not Iron Fist, Luke Cage. But that's another topic. The thing is with Heracross, though, is that I didn't actually plan for Heracross and Honchkro's little rivalry to really go anywhere, and the whole thing with the mending was also a last-minute addition with episode 4, or the episode where he was eliminated in. Because, frankly, I didn't really plan much for him. Hell, you probably noticed in his, epilogue, he doesn't really even get a girlfriend when compared to other characters, because...
Oh no! So sad!
Well, he didn't really do much. So, yeah. I mean, I liked writing this character and all, but frankly, he served his purpose, and it resolved the storyline for Honchkrow to give him some character.
True.
Number 27, Roserade, another music character. Or as our polite likes to say, Walter White.
Yay, Rosary.
Rosary.
And much like Daredevil, I got the idea to write this character off of watching Take a Shot, Breaking Bad. Yep. The only difference is that she doesn't sell crystal meth.
Yeah. But if I'm gonna be honest, Rosary was great. It's just I felt the elimination was kind of underwhelming.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I liked writing her character. She had her moments, though. I think one of the original lines of dialogue was that Roserade and Zatu would argue like an old married couple, and I never planned for those two to be a thing, and I never will, because ultimately, that's just it. Roserade is meant to be essentially Walter White under normal conditions before he went nuts. I'm not going to spoil the rest of that. Unfortunately, she only really served her purpose just to expose the secret or to find out the secret, and nothing really else was supposed to come with it, because I couldn't think of much else for her to really do. And she didn't really get far, so.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, I loved writing her moments with Zatu, but yeah.
Those are cute. Yeah.
All right, number 26. Not
Kawaii.
Zatu.
Wow! Wow! Wow!
That's
Wow!
erotic.
Wow! Gosh, darn it!
Yeah.
Oh,
Zatu.
that was dang.
Yeah, I liked writing Zatu.
Wow! Mention Zatu. Zatu's up next. Great.
Pretty much. Pretty much. I mean, I liked writing Zatu. He was pretty good. I mean, yeah. Nothing really I could say because there's not really much interesting bits. I mean, he's the music teacher, and he's basically supposed to be the music nut, and I don't think I really utilized that much. Go figure.
Actually, music nut in music. Wait, this is that. No, Zatu music. Could have been used more.
Yeah.
That was a missed opportunity, but still, I did like Zatu to say the least. Zatu was pretty awesome.
Yeah, and I actually did like writing that whole deadlock thing, because I thought, I might as well give Zatu some balls.
You hurt my heart with all those freaking deadlocks, you know that? You hurt my heart so much every freaking time you did a freaking deadlock. I had to pause just to be like, gosh darn it, will someone just leave already?
But yeah, I didn't really plan for Zatu to really get much farther than his ultimate position. He wasn't really going to do much. I mean, I actually, believe it or not, originally, Zatu and Vespiquen were supposed to be a thing. No joke. Yeah.
Really?
They were originally supposed to be a thing until I decided against it.
I guess. I mean...
But this was ultimately changed as episode 1 progressed.
I probably would have shipped them if there were build-up, but if it were to be a thing, but I could see it, maybe. But then that would kind of take away from the whole. That would kind of take away from the whole backstory regarding Vespiquen and the person the person in question that Vespiquen ended up with. Anyway, so yeah.
But I mean, ultimately that whole plan was scrapped by episode 1's animation, so a lot of the moments that would have involved the two were taken out. Wait, maniacal laughter. I like Zatu. The Pokemon Zatu actually looks like a music teacher I have. Neat. Oh, without the beacon stuff. That's funny. All right, number 25. Blossom. Oh boy.
Oh, Blossom.
The Mario TP in music.
Oh, Blossom, you are literally tied in a 5-way tie with the least favorite characters of music, in my opinion. I'm sorry. I tried shipping Blossom with Delcatty. I just couldn't. Despite all of the super cute moments, I just couldn't.
Yeah, Blossom went through a lot of changes as the show went on. I got her
I
idea.
accept them. They're so kawaii.
I mean, with Blossom, she went through a lot of changes, and I actually did like writing her as the intellectual equivalent. And believe it or not, and I'll list her original position shortly, but the thing is, she was actually supposed to go into a kaiju mode, and that's where she and Delcatty were supposed to meet/hook up. But I altered that because I thought, well, then I'd have to put in. Then I thought, no, that'd be stupid. So then I just slapped together some story of how she got it, despite being a regular Blossom. But yeah, I think I got the idea off of seeing the Godzilla monster by
Interesting.
Alante. For anyone in the comments who sees the Godzilla movies, yeah.
I don't know how to really feel like Blossom. Blossom started out simple enough, pretty decent. I liked it, and then that first moment with Delcatty was admittedly made me get all hype and stuff and ship them. But like I said, as the show progressed, so did her character in ways that I didn't see coming, and it just got bad. For her at least.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, believe it or not, she and Delcatty were supposed to take over completely at the merge. She was supposed to actually make it to the final two with Delcatty.
So the Chandel and Drapion of this so the Chandel and Drapion, if you will.
Yes, the difference is that I did it first.
And you really think I give a crap? I would. It's very rare to find other people do couple finales anyway, so it's for anyone to actually do it and do it quite well. I give them props.
Fair enough. So yeah. So why did I change it ultimately? Largely because I just thought it would be absolutely ridiculous and implausible for two people to completely take over the game like that. Hell, Leafeon and Torterra had to sift through a whole shit ton of turtles.
Let's not talk about Leafeon and Torterra because to this day that still irks me.
Oh, you're just mad Torterra didn't win.
And I have every right to be.
But yeah, I mean, I just got rid of the idea because it just seemed implausible and really no point. So I just figured, well, okay, final three. No, cut it out. Then this spot, then this spot, until I realized, you know what, just cut her at the final 12, and just because by that point, I think it was by episode 6, I just realized, you know what, just get rid of her.
Yeah, I understand that position because when I was working on Chandel and Drapion for season 4, yeah, I had to really think about this. Both characters had to be doing stuff on their own, but at the same time together in a way. And at the same time, you had to find a way to keep them tasteful as throughout the season. Otherwise, there was really no point in putting them both in a finale. So. Yeah. I get it. That's not exactly the easiest thing to do. You have to make sure both characters in question, if they're in a relationship, are at least doing their job of keeping in the game and staying relevant, but at the same time keeping it plausible enough to go to the end.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, let's continue. Number 24.
Yeah.
Grumpig. Oh, Grumpig.
If I'm gonna be honest, Grumpig is a very mixed bag.
I can understand that.
Yeah. Grumpig's a very mixed bag.
Yeah, I really didn't have much really planned for her aside from the whole thing with Gudra, mainly because she was, much like Toxicroak in a way, just meant to be Superior's main friend, or main general of the Alliance. I mean, I liked writing scenes with her and Gudra, but the funny thing is that she was actually supposed to leave the first at the jury at Final 12. Instead of leaving.
Why'd you change it?
The reason why I changed it was largely because I was getting sick of Blossom shit, and then a whole bunch of other crap got in the way because I was writing the stuff with Lapras.
Well, then I don't blame you.
Yeah. I mean, I liked writing scenes with her and Superior's Alliance, as well as her as being friends with the others, including scenes with Gudra. I friggin' loved writing those two together. Wait, no. Oh, wait, no, sorry. I don't think it was Final 12. No, it was Final 12. Yeah, it was Final 12. No. Originally, it was Final 14, because her and Gudra were supposed to get eliminated together. Then that was changed to where she would be eliminated after Gudra, and then all this other crap. Grumpig's position constantly changed. I think that's probably the nicest way to put it.
I can see why, but if Grumpig, I didn't hate Grumpig, and it wasn't really a like. Grumpig was really in the middle for me. I mean, there were like, it never went to hate, and it never went to generally like. It was always in the middle because I never knew how to really feel about her because sometimes she did something, sometimes she didn't. You never like some episodes she did something, some episodes she didn't. So I was just always in the middle with her. So when she left, I didn't even feel I didn't even feel underwhelmed by the elimination either. It was just there. It happened. Yay.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's pretty much Grumpig. Number 23, Crocodile. I was waiting on this one. Some of you probably... The thing is with Crocodile, though, is I loved writing this character in Amazon, largely because when coming up with her character, I based it off a Walking Dead character, Michonne, who is a zombie killer, much like a lot of other characters. And, by the way, I don't think Glenn is dead for anyone in the comments who are Walking Dead fans. The thing is, I loved writing her as a character, and really her relationship with the Alliance and others were I liked doing. She was a fun character to write. I wanted to have more scenes with her hunting zombies and stuff, but I just couldn't do it.
I admire that whole thing where Crocodile had to learn to not use weapons anymore.
Yeah.
That was a nice little twist. I like that.
Yeah.
That was a nice touch to the character, all in all. So yeah.
I mean, yeah, and I loved writing her with Unknown/Greninja, but yeah, That's just it, though. Much like others, she didn't really have much of a personality aside from what I mentioned, and I wanted her to go farther, but I think she was supposed to get eliminated not too long after her boyfriend, instead of getting eliminated at Final 5. So instead of being Meganium's essential bitch, she was supposed to get eliminated much earlier. And let's face it, she kind of was near the end, because she's basically just following orders.
Oh, Meganium.
Yeah.
So many words.
Yeah. I mean, in all honesty, I can't really think of much to really do with her, even if she came back for another season, even if I did do another one. So, yeah. Hey, she at least got higher than her boyfriend. Number 22.
That annoys me.
Not too much.
Woot!
Yes. He was probably one of my favorite members of the Mafia to write, aside from Garchomp. And I just love the guy.
He must have gotten a kick out of doing that accent.
Oh, yes, I actually did. Oh. I think I actually based the accent a bit off of the Canadian guy from the show X-Play. Oh, God, that show went to hell. Gudra was a lot of fun to ride. I'm not even gonna lie. He was a lot of fun, and like I said with Grumpig, I loved writing scenes with him and Grumpig. That was probably one of the first ships I actually planned out in advance.
I ship it.
Really, there's not really
much cute.
With the guy. Cute. And I mean, really, with the guy, he's not even supposed to be like. Yeah, he's essentially the spy, hence the voice for any TF2 players. However, the thing is, really, he's not a bad guy when compared to a lot of the others, especially with their life. Yeah, he's related to Flygon, probably arguably some people's biggest hated character, but ultimately it shows difference.
Hold the hell up! I just realized Flygon hasn't been set on the list yet. Oh lord, bloody hell. Anyway, I will say, out of all the people in the Mafia, Flygon was the nicest to Gudra.
Yeah,
I believe.
So that was mainly because they were siblings.
Yeah, but still, he was the nicest to Gudra, so that I can understand that. Yeah. He was the nicest of the group. Gudra was the nicest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Originally, he was supposed to be medevaced, instead of his ultimate elimination. But yeah, hell, I think that actually did happen where Flygon was talking to him at the end. So, yeah, I love writing Gudra, but really, if I were to make him come back, there would be nothing for him to really do. So, that'd be a waste. Number 21, Volcarona. Oh, I loved writing this guy.
Volcarona. I'm drawing a blank on Volcarona.
He was the priest, essentially.
Oh, right.
Was he the religious one?
Wait. Oh, right. Arcanine done right. Okay, right. Now I remember.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. I actually did base Volcarona in a way off of the trope of Arcanine from your show.
Yeah, I know. You told me.
Well, I
Arcanine done.
well, the audience doesn't.
Ladies and gentlemen, Arcanine done right.
Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, yeah, I just loved writing this guy because I figured why not have a priest essentially, but done in a good, but as a good character. I mean, sure, for some Walking Dead fans, there might be that one guy, which I can't remember the name because I haven't seen season 5 yet. I really should do that at some point.
I'm thinking like season 6.
Yes, I know I'm behind.
Oh, dang, you need to do some. Dang, you need to do some epic catch up.
Well, season 5's on Netflix. With Volcarona though, I loved writing his like arcs and stuff, and frankly, he was just a lot of fun. Nothing really much in terms of changes. Excuse me. He was actually supposed to get eliminated in episode 7, so nothing in terms of change. However, his relationship with Vivillon, or that Vivillon at the end, that was last minute. See, what I read was a myth that priests cannot be... Yeah. That whole thing with those two was originally not supposed to happen.
A Volcarona and a Vivillon. Where have I heard of that one?
Yes. I didn't even realize that until after.
When I saw it, I was like, was this planned or was this last minute? And I was just chuckling like, something's fishy.
Yeah. The reason, I'm sure some of you might have been wondering why some of Volcarona's buddies were like against the marriage or something. The reason why was because I read something, I think it might have been from Mr. Enter's Ren and Stimpy review, essentially saying priests cannot marry. So essentially that's why. At least that was what I read. So that's essentially why.
I don't know if they can.
I don't know.
And I'm the one who goes to church more out of the three of us, so...
Well,
if I went to church, I'd probably get...
I'm not 100% sure.
Well, if Volcarona's happy, then that's all that really matters at the end of the day.
Yeah, he wasn't really supposed to have much in terms of deepness. Though, I did have a couple quotes of him from the book Art of War, or the Art of... whatever, Light and Dark RPG knows it more than I do, so... Yeah. So, I just loved writing this guy. Number 20. Flygon, there we go.
No, he should be much lower.
There he is.
Oh, I hate his sorry ass.
Oh my god.
I am sorry, I just hate him so much. He just gets on my last nerves every freaking time I'm reminded of music. Ugh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I hated him so much. Alright, I'm done, because anything else I have to say about Flygon will be mentioned in the season review down the road, but please continue.
Yeah, basically in 2016. The thing is with Flygon, though, is that I actually really liked writing him as a villain, contrary to what some may believe.
And Mike's in the
Oh, here's a rarity. Light's actually
in the chat, too.
Holy shit!
I know!
Hey, Light.
Oh, and Michael! And Michael! Holy crap! The whole gang's here!
Yes. I mean, the thing is with Flygon is that ultimately, I know some people don't like the guy, I totally voiced his concerns already. I actually did like writing him in terms of his strategies and all that other stuff, and really I just wanted to have a guy similar to, like, the Godfather trope, where you have an Italian like guy as the leader. I think I might have gotten the idea from Sonic the Hedgehog, but whatever.
Well, I understand having fun writing him, because a character as Flygon, admittedly, that is a fun kind of character to write. I mean, every villain that I've ever written was a fun character to write. Even if everything they did was stupid, I still enjoyed the hell out of it. So I do understand that. Doesn't necessarily mean I like him, but I understand.
Yeah, I mean, I loved also coming up with the different strategies for the guy to basically make him stand out a lot more than compared to a certain fire villain that I bitched about a while back.
Oh, wait, did we just... You talking about the one from yesterday, aren't you?
I'm talking about him.
Yes, him.
I mean, it gave me a chance to think of more creative ideas for the guy. And yeah, I know some people had complaints about the whole secrets thing, and I understand that. But I
I'm
just
not
like.
I'm not going to mention anything on that note.
Fair enough. In terms of original position, he was actually supposed to get eliminated at Final 9 because he was making alliances with a lot of other people after his mafia got broken, and he got found out by Delcatty and Blossom, so he got his ass out. Whole thing with Illumise, though, that was last minute too. Oh, yeah. I know, some people might be surprised that Flygon, of all people, has a girlfriend, or wife. No, because it's a wife. But, yeah.
Still. Alright, now that we've gone past one of the particular problem childs.
Yeah. I mean, that's frankly it. I mean, he was supposed to also have a conversation with Garchomp, revealing that, oh yeah, by the way, your older sis had a kid, but that's about it.
Actually, there's one thing I actually like about Flygon. No, there's one thing. His voice.
Oh yeah.
Every time he spoke, I just chuckled in the back of my head, just going, he must enjoy doing that voice. I love it.
Well, no, really, it's just kind of a little difficult to do.
I bet you enjoyed that just as much as doing Darkrai's voice, because Lord help me. If it wasn't Flygon's voice that I liked a lot, it was freaking Darkrai.
I especially love doing Darkrai's voice when no one was around, so I could just make it as loud as I want, and just so
Yeah,
I have
I noticed that in some episodes. He was just like, I'm gonna be loud because I'm alone!
Well, yeah, it just makes it a whole lot easier. Number 19, Altaria. Oh!
Oh, look, the Pokemon that Wave specifically put on there to troll a brother.
Yes, I actually
In its
did
Mega
that.
form, mind you.
Well, yeah, but that wallpaper wouldn't have it because they're stupid. I actually like writing Altaria's character. It was fun. I wanted to try something a bit different. And really, in terms of positions, I think she was supposed to get eliminated at Final Four. There we go. Final Four. And that would have been it. She would have been out in the Disney Challenge, which I think was scheduled to another point. I can't remember for the life of me. Yeah, believe it or not, the final two was supposed. It was actually supposed to be a final two, not final
For the
four.
record, ladies and gentlemen, this fine fellow here managed to get me to like a Porygon and an Altaria. Two Pokemon, whether they're in a TPI or not, that I don't really like.
Yeah, but throughout the season, I saw a lot of people hating Altaria, and I understand why. And if I went through with my original draft, she probably would have hated her more, but she would have basically went on a development, basically a development arc where she would have improved. The thing is, though, I just thought, well, why not just give her like personality traits to show that she's a lot more developed? So why even bother? Frankly, yeah. I actually planned for her to hook up with Honchkrow, so that was not a last-minute thing.
Because I like them together.
That's good. Frankly, though,
That would have been cute.
Yeah. I mean, frankly, though, the whole thing with the blind side was against Superior was not actually supposed to happen. That was a last-minute decision because I wanted to change up several things. Yeah. I mean, I can understand why people don't like this character, but yeah. So, that's really all I got to say about Altaria. Number 18, Honchkrow. Hey, they're right next to
Oh
each
gosh,
other.
darn it, Waves, this again.
Yeah, I love writing Honchkrow. Basically, as the perfect gentleman guy. He was a lot of fun to do. No, actually, sorry. Altaria was supposed to be out of Final 6, not Final 4. It was Honchkrow that was out of Final 4. My bad. Sorry. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about Honchkrow. I just loved writing him as a character. I loved writing his moments with Heracross and later Altaria.
So wait,
And-
Honchkrow's the gentleman, right?
That's right.
Oh, so Ninjask done hell of a lot better.
Oh, yeah, he's not a villain.
Well, for the record, I was getting at whatever Honchkrow was doing is what I was envisioning Ninjask to do, but be a little more villainous at it. So that's why I brought it up.
Fair enough. So, yeah, not really much to say about Honchkrow, so let's move on. Number 17, Vespiquen.
Yeah, Vespiquen! What?
Yep.
One of the best characters overall. Done and done.
Yeah, I loved writing Vespiquen's backstory. And
The award for the best backstory.
Yes. I mean, she was a lot of fun to write. I think originally she was supposed to get out at episode. I think she was supposed to get out after Grumpig. No, wait, no, sorry, I just remembered. No, Vespiquen was first member of the jury. Grumpig was out at a later point. Can't remember my old details for the life of me. I just know Vespiquen made jury because, yeah, and then episode 7 happened. I loved writing her backstory. I tried to make it a bit more different than usual. Okay. Anyway. And frankly, yeah. The whole thing with her and Leafani, that was also last minute. I didn't really think of much with her and him, so I just said, screw it.
Well, I did like it. It was a nice, happy ending.
Yeah.
After all the hell Vespiquen went through, I was like, that was a very nice ending, and that's great.
Yeah. I mean, after all that, yeah, I gotta agree. And, well, yeah. So, there was that. I can't really think of much else to say about her. So, moving on to number 16. Simisage.
Alright! The better of the two. Alright!
I remember Simisage.
Simisage the Animal Hunter. Alright, the backstory. A long-ass time ago, I was doing Total Pokemon Survivor things. It was on the Total Pokemon Island wiki before people stopped using it, and before Vaporterra started doing jack shit with the wiki, even though he's an admin. Unrelated to it. The thing is, Simisage was a character that premiered in, I believe, the TBI version of Survivor Philippines that I was doing in a notebook series. This guy actually had a friendship with the character Blazitar, and he actually got pretty far in his first run, but didn't make it past the merge in the second run. So I thought of including him as one of the first contestants because I thought, well, I like this character. A lot of people actually seemed to like him when I was doing the TBI Survivor, so I thought, why not just bring him back? And, well, yeah. Originally, actually, he was supposed to be in the final 3. He was not supposed to be the first out.
Yes. Oh, he would have been a great final 3 contestant, though I wonder, what would you have done with him if he were to go that far?
Oh, he wasn't going to win.
Oh, well, even then, what would you have done with him going that far? Anyway.
Well, what basically would have happened is that, well, for one, he wouldn't have gotten blindsided, but the second reason would have been because he would have won a lot of immunities and because he would have kept his alliance a lot stronger.
Oh, that makes sense.
But, yeah. Whole thing with Kangaskhan, that was also a thing from the original series for TPS Survivor. That killed last minute, but it doesn't matter. Yeah. So, Simisage, I guess, by extension, is one of the closer characters to me because, well, he was essentially my first ever character I created. I love Simisage. A lot of people seem to like Simisage.
Whenever I hear Simisage, I think of Seaverwin.
Well, Simisage is pretty good.
Oh, right, I forgot about that voice.
Yep, still better than the other Simi that appeared.
Yeah, that.
Sir Miss Methalot.
Yeah.
Alright, let's move on to number 15.
There we go. Servine / Superior, and yes, I use a filter.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, do I have so many things to say about this thing.
Yeah, she was actually one of the
which
very
Superior
first...
is that one?
The Servine.
One. I had to use a filter because there are 2 existing Superiors. The thing is with Servine, contrary to what a lot of people think, she was actually not only the first character created, mainly because of a throwaway line, but also because she was one of my favorite characters to write, largely. She was going to originally be in the final 3 of every draft because, well, yeah, I just loved writing her as a character, and I planned for her to get really far, depending on what she did. I didn't really have much in terms of changing up her plans, aside from maybe the alliance with Volcarona wasn't supposed to be a thing, and maybe bringing in her boyfriend, because Garchomp was actually supposed to get the boot really early on, because that relationship was falsified. And then I changed it.
Superior.
Yeah.
Oh, you freaking thing, you. Superior started out so well in the beginning, and it was nice, and she was likable. Likable. And then slowly but surely she became something I really, really did not like. And then the finale happened.
Yeah. Believe it or not, though, she was never going to win because, well, I'll touch on that later. Ultimately, though, yeah, I liked writing her relationship with Garchomp, and I liked writing some of her moves, but that was really about it. I still think Superior from the original series is better, but that's mainly because
I have to agree with that.
But I'll get to that when I cover her later. Number 14, Reuniclus.
Oh boy.
That answer.
Oh boy, the lady, one of the ladies that ruined one of my ships. Thanks a bunch.
This is fun.
You know who you are.
I remember that.
Reuniclus was actually first opposition. She was always getting final 9 elimination, so no wait, final. She was always going to get second or third out of merge, so that didn't change.
I'm just gonna admit it. I like Reuniclus. I just really hated the trolling and the wrong pairing. That is all. Reuniclus was likable out of the trio, but out of that lovely trio we do not speak of.
Alright, take care, Jacob. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I can understand like why some people don't like her, but frankly, I just loved writing her as a character. She was a lot more upbeat out of the three, and when I'm referring to the three, Lapras, Dragonite, and Reuniclus. And frankly, I just loved writing some of her skits, especially the episodes involving her and Funny at the bar, because that was also another last-minute thing. I just thought of I didn't even realize it because, well,
Those are funny.
hindsight. Yeah, though I think if that's anything to go by, she's a heavy-ass drinker. Oh god. And I loved, and that whole thing with the whole stupid vomit gag, that was also improv. So that wasn't in the script. I think some of my funnier moments are the improv, and forgive me for using the F word in this.
Oh, I love improv.
Yeah, and forgive me for using the F-bomb in this, but in one of the episodes of, I think it was the first episode where they introduced the jury, it was Simisage. I think it was episode 11, where Darkrai goes, they can't talk, or vice versa, so in other words, don't order a fucking pizza. I mean, I don't even know where that came from. Like, what? Ultimately, the whole thing with her and Lopunny was also last minute because the trio was not supposed to split up. But then I realized, oh, this is stupid. I didn't want to do anything with it. I wanted to make something interesting, so I just scrapped it. And
another part of Wave's mind was like, I'm going to troll Telly. I'm going to troll Telly. I'm going to troll him.
No. Not that. But I'll touch on that later. I just like writing Reuniclus, and she's probably my second favorite out of the trio. And yeah, you can probably guess my favorite out of the trio now because you know the entry.
Oh!
Number 13.
Yeah.
Butterfree.
Oh, Butterfree.
Butterfree.
Oh, Butterfree indeed.
Butterfree.
Yes. God damn it, Telly, I see your comment about Lopunny and Gallade.
You were asking for it.
Son of a bitch.
You were frickin' asking for it.
Anyway. Yeah.
You knew I shipped them for the longest time.
Basically the Tumblr Pokemon originally. I actually made her as a joke to people like Zoe Quinn and Anita Sarkeesian before I decided to scrap it because I didn't want to deal with those assholes.
Oh my gosh, the Tumblr character. Oh my gosh, that.
Wait, what?
I know you scrapped it, but that probably would have been a little more perfect, to be quite honest.
Yeah, I loved writing her character with Butterfree, and frankly, as the episodes went on, I just fell in love with the shipping more and more, and their chemistry. It was just too perfect for me. So you can imagine how annoying, how painful it was for me when I tore it down.
Yeah, they are really awesome together.
Speedy said something interesting.
Hey, what did that say? Speedy said child. They Lapras and Gallade break up. Reuniclus and Lopunny never happen. Lopunny is gay and Gallade is bi. No, Lopunny is...
Wait. No, you got that wrong.
What?
I think he's...
I thought Lopunny was bi.
Wait, you said you thought. You wrote it!
Oh, God!
Wait,
what?
You wrote it! How do you not know?
God damn it, it's been
months! You don't know
months!
your own character sexuality!
No, because it never happened. Anyway, moving on.
Yes, please.
I ultimately scrapped the feminist idea because I didn't want to deal with those assholes getting in my way, and frankly, I just wanted to make a character with more depth to it, so insert the Jirachi thing. That was kind of also last minute to an extent.
Okay.
Oh dear, let's take a look. Trolling Telly, this gives me so much the ideas. You get an extra 5 points for trolling me. No, that's a terrible idea.
You know what's sad? Someone's going to take that comment very serious.
God damn it.
And then when I'm reviewing the show, I'm gonna be like, I was kidding.
Yeah.
Don't troll because I'm watching. Troll because that's what's supposed to happen.
Yeah. Ultimately, though, with Butterfree, she was going to get eliminated at Final 11 because of that whole Greninja incident, and then her final position. Though I did like hooking her and Jirachi up together, and
did you also like the freaking book turning into a taco?
Yes, of course I did. That was fun.
Course. Yes, even to this day, that scene is both funny and still just it puts me in deep thought.
Yep.
I don't know why, it just does. A diary turning into a taco, it shouldn't put me in deep thought, but it does.
Yeah. Oh, and those chess games may have not actually been chess games. Wink, wink. Next!
Wave! Wave! You know you're wrong for that!
Number 12 is Duat/Samurott.
Woohoo!
Yeah,
actually,
I loved this game.
I really did like Samurott. Like, at no point did I really hate her. I actually did like Samurott, and I like what she did with her in Gothitelle. Granted, I kind of shipped them, but I still like what she did with her in the end.
Yeah, I mean, I liked writing her as a character too. The whole motivation for the gymnast thing actually came from, believe it or not, Power Rangers Samurai when I was watching that on Netflix. I think you guys can probably tell by now that I get some ideas from TV. Or video games. With Samurott, though, like, I just wanted to have a character that was, well, an athlete but wasn't an asshole, much like other characters. So, really, yeah, it was fun writing her. I loved writing her scenes with Skunk Tank. I loved writing her scenes with Gothitelle. And, well, she wasn't exactly a strategist. It was really hard getting rid of her at the final 3. It was really hard. Believe it or not, though, that was actually the farthest she was going to get originally. She was supposed to get eliminated at Final 5.
What stopped you from doing that?
The reason why was because basically I wanted to have the fan vote, or the elimination idea. Because originally, I think it was that the Jirachi elimination was supposed to be handled a lot more differently, and Meganium basically just blindsided Duat's ass. Yeah, so I figured I might as well make it a bit more symbolic and just have Gothitelle do it.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Interesting.
Yep. Alright, number 11. And yes, she evolved into a samurai because after she completed her goals, she took the Everstone, or not Everstone. She fully evolved, and yeah. So,
you're about to use the Servine subplot.
Yes, I know. Number 11, Delcatty.
Where do I even begin?
I like Delcatty.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm very mixed on Delcatty. Delcatty, I'm very mixed about Delcatty. That's all I'm gonna say right now because I'll say whatever I actually have to say for the review.
Oh, okay, take care, Nick Levin. We'll be here for a while, so.
Yeah.
Fair enough, Telly.
Make sure you come back again, Mr. Nick Levin, so that you seem to disappear.
Yeah. The thing is with Delcatty is that I always planned for him to win, and there was actually supposed to be, instead of a notebook, he was supposed to use a saxophone to communicate. Then I changed it because I didn't want to look up saxophone tunes. No, I'm not kidding.
Wave, did you get a little bit lazy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah.
I wouldn't lie about laziness, and neither should you.
Though the mute thing, was always an idea I had planned, and I always planned for him and Blossom to be a thing. However, I never planned for him to get vocal cords at the end. Originally, in the reunion show, and there's supposedly a reunion show, Delcatty was basically writing down that this would be his only season. He wanted to see if he could do it, and if he was given a chance to return, he would not accept it because he sees no reason to. What reason would there be for him to return? And technically, that's still true in this case. There's really no reason for him to come back. But in hindsight, Delcatty's plan was probably one of the easier ones to foil, and really, if you really boil it down, he couldn't. There's no way he should have won the game. Mainly because, think about it, the silent ones are the ones you usually find.
So, at no point was Delcatty supposed to win? Is that what you're getting at?
No, I always planned for Delcatty to win.
Oh, well, I'm going to shut up now.
Well, I'm glad Delcatty won. I was rooting for him to win for most of this for the whole season, and I liked the ending in the epilogue. That was a happy ending.
It was a happy ending, great character stuff. It's just really don't agree on the whole winning part, but I'm saving that for the review, so carry on.
And believe it or not, some of Delcatty's moves were probably my favorite out of the 2 seasons, and I'll touch on that a little later because I have a couple more lists after this. Now we're in the top 10. Number 10, Lopunny.
Yay! Lopunny! I still ship you with Gallade.
Of course you do. Yeah, so friggin' Lopunny. He was supposed to originally be eliminated at Final 9.
Oh my gosh, his placement in the competition. It is the most WTF of the entire season.
Yeah. Lopunny was basically a fun time to do. It was certainly easy on my voice because it's basically my normal voice. But his was also a bit more complicated because he fell in love, he lost it. He fell in love again, he lost it.
Almost fell in love with someone, lost that.
Yeah. But I loved writing Lopunny's dialogue, especially when
Lopunny has the record of doing the one thing that a lot of other teabag makers, including myself, fail to do from time to time. Keeping a character that clearly shouldn't be there still relevant to the point where even if they technically shouldn't be there, they have a reason to be there. Lopunny had a reason to be there, despite having almost no reason to actually be there.
Yeah.
So I do give Lopunny that much credit. I like him for that. I like him as a bonus because of that.
Yeah, and believe it or not, I actually made him a male mainly because I was getting a little fed up with seeing female Lopunnies in the series and hardly seeing any males.
And most of them becoming, harlots, as Bella Lee put it way back when.
Yes. Now it's time to rub some salt in the wound. You see, I'm going to mention this a little bit later when I talk about Gallade, which you notice I haven't put him on yet. The thing is, originally, Lopunny was actually supposed to hook up with Gardevoir. And then
you sick mother effer. I just want to hit you right now. So many things I want to say. Why? What made you change it?
I'll touch on that when I get
What went through your mind to make you change that?
I'll touch on that when I get to Gallade.
Come on. To know now that it was a what if, you've got to be kidding me.
Well, actually, believe it or not, Lopunny and Gallade was also a possibility until I thought of hooking him up with Lapras and went with it.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Gallade and Lopunny was actually supposed to happen at one point until I realized, well, why not just go with Gallade and Lapras? The two have just as much character interactions, mainly because of the time as Gardevoir. Yeah. Good job, Wavy Pissed Off Telly. God damn it. I'm looking intentional, guys. And oh god, the voice cracked.
It's not, ladies and gentlemen. It's not it, ladies and gentlemen. It's really joking. He does this quite often. It's.
Yeah.
It's true. He does.
It's normal. It's honestly normal.
So I actually did have to fix a certain mistake in the final episode because I messed up Lapunny, and I think I might have put it in the text. I can't remember now. Because, well, screwed up. Number 9, Braviary.
Yes!
I loved writing
Yes!
this guy.
Such a simplistic character and so well done. And all he had to say was America. Beautiful.
I got this idea off of the video. Braviary is patriotic as hell.
I remember that video.
It was so funny. So then I thought, why not just make a character off it? And I did. He was a lot of fun, and I know that he didn't really last long, but really the joke would have gotten old if I kept him on any longer than the 7th episode. I loved writing him in that season. I loved this episode. I loved writing his scene in the episode of season 2. He was fun.
Yes.
I didn't exactly have an original position though, so he was always going to get eliminated in 7.
Oh, Braviary. You didn't have to be that. You didn't have to be that great, but you were great anyway.
Yeah.
He was, I guess.
The screen turned off.
What the
It did.
son of a bitch. 1 sec. Gotta fix it again.
All
No,
right. We'd like to thank our Lord and Savior Google Plus yet again for being an ass.
Present to everyone.
Okay.
Alright, where
I
was
see
I?
it.
You were just talking about Mr. America. Now we're going to number 8.
Number 8. Garchomp.
Garchomp. Okay, I liked him.
Garchomp went through a lot of changes. Originally, he was supposed to get eliminated in episode 6. He wasn't.
What?
His fake relationship was supposed to remain fake until I made it official. His backstory, believe it or not, I actually altered him because Crystal and Telly pointed out that they didn't like Garchomp or Gabite that much, so I figured why not make a change. There we go.
I honestly couldn't find a way to like him in the beginning, and then there was that whole thing where he magically disappeared for an episode or 2, and then that didn't really help matters in any way. But he did get likable, albeit felt more like a sidekick to Servine / Superior's group. But still likable. A lot more likable than his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Believe it or not, though, that whole disappearance thing was actually supposed to last multiple episodes instead of just the 1. But then after I brought up the idea, and, well, yeah, a certain somebody told me how bad of an idea that was, I scrapped it and made it 1 episode. That guy knows who he is.
Oh, it was a night most of us will never forget, or we will because we're lazy. But I digress.
Yeah. Garchomp was actually supposed to get another possible elimination. Was 11 because not episode 11, 11th place, largely because I think it was Flygon who played an idol, and it would have nullified all the votes. Well, no, actually, Servine and Garchomp played their idols. Duck had to use the idol canceller, and Garchomp was screwed.
Ew.
So, yeah.
Ew. Jeez, talk about one hell of a fustercluck. In terms of immunity idols.
Yep.
I died.
Believe it or not, the idol canceller was probably, in all honesty, I think that was probably one of my better ideas to neuter the goddamn idols, because those things were running rampant in every TPI, and needed a weakness, damn it.
You get an immunity! Everyone gets an immunity! Why? Plot armor!
He's not wrong. So, yeah, Garchomp changed
It's true.
several times, and the whole abuse thing, I just came up with that at random, because how else would that explain his whole anger issue? I loved writing a scene with him and Servine, though about his ending, why doesn't he have a Gabite or a little Gabite or a little Gibble? That name is so stupid, seriously. Or a
kid.
Snivy? Largely because those two didn't. While the two are, they don't want to have kids. Mainly because they just don't see a reason to. It's just too hectic. Besides, by extension, Garchomp's sister already had a kid, so it doesn't need to worry about the family tree too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And besides, Servine also has that with, her sister. So, yeah, I like writing Garchomp. He was good. All that jazz.
Yes.
Number 7. Lapras.
How do I feel about Lapras?
Oh, boy.
Lapras. Okay. I'll put it like this. In terms of story and plot, excellent stuff. In terms of her placement in the game, not so much.
Speaking of placement, she was actually, like I said earlier, she was supposed to get eliminated over Dragonite. She basically would have told them, oh yeah, I like mind-controlled Vespiquen, or Reuniclus and Dragonite into doing my things, and yada yada yada. And basically getting her eliminated. The thing is, as the episodes went on, I just realized around the time when I wanted to split up those three, I wanted to make Lapras a bit more endearing, and I wanted to come up with plot ideas. So, yeah, I figured why not just give her a backstory to explain why the hell she's such a bitch, and that eventually paid off with 13. Quality may vary. There were also some other ideas, but I cannot disclose them for the sake of my sanity, about other ideas about her and Gallade, but yeah. I had the idea in my head for a while, and I'll touch on this when I get to Gallade again, but really it would have gone either way. If it was Gallade, it was more likely he was going to hook up with Lapras, possibly Lopunny, considering the whole, if we don't find anyone by the end of the season, blah blah blah. But it could have gone either way. With Lapras, though, I just figured, why not? And the whole thing with her and Shiny Milotic, also last minute. And, yeah, so, final 5 position. I know some people may not like that, but I can understand that. But I think she was ultimately one of my favorite characters of the season, mainly because, well, it was fun to write her in terms of an actual character. Maybe not a good strategist, as some may note, but I just loved writing her. That or Gallade, but yeah. And I liked trolling. I liked trolling my friends when I showed them the human sprites because, yeah.
We don't really need to get into.
Oh yes.
I don't even know.
We don't need to get into Lapras's anime-esque features, to say the least.
Yes, we don't need to get into that.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, she wasn't the only piece of fan service in human form. Gallade. So it's not. So it was a win-win for both genders, anyhow.
Pretty much. And yeah, I mean, really, I just based that because of the whole siren thing. Figured, well, sirens are meant to attract people to them to crush them to the rocks. Why not? So yeah. Number 6, Gothitelle.
Mommy Gothitelle.
Oh, I loved writing this guy in the first season. And he was never going to win. He was actually supposed to get out really early, too, like in the merge. Yeah, not kidding. Yeah, so that would have ruined it.
That would
he
be
was always
sad
going to hook
because
up.
that would be sad because I actually like him a lot.
I mean, he was always going to get with Superior, so that wouldn't really matter. I loved writing out his backstory. I loved writing out the relationship he had with the characters, or his friends. And he seemed to have a pretty good strategy. And he was actually made by mistake, believe it or not. I originally thought I had 22 characters, and then I realized I didn't. So I had to think, oh crap, how do I make another character? Oh, okay, here we go. Then just slap Gothitelle on. So, yeah, Gothitelle was a last-minute character who almost didn't even make it into the season.
Well, I'm glad he did make it.
Yeah, a lot of people seem to like him, and some people may argue that he should have won, and I can understand that. God damn it, Speedy! Speedy, I just read your comment. God damn it!
Your fault, Wave. Your fault. Your fault.
Anyway, it's really all I can say. But much like Lapras, I thought of other ideas, one of which was actually fictionalized, that I'm not going to disclose for the sake of my sanity and for everyone else's.
All right. Let's keep
Number
our
5.
sanity to ourselves.
So now we're in the top 5.
Yep.
Number 5 is Superior, the actual one.
Ah, yes. Yes. The better of the two. You go, girl.
Yeah, I loved
Yee.
writing Superior as the colorist. Originally, she wasn't going to have much depth, but then as the episodes went on, I realized, okay, these jokes would probably get really old. Why not just add some character to them? And then Superior came in for that. So I liked writing that.
It's granted kind of weird to do a bit of a voice like this. Sorry, this. But I digress. It's really
Sure.
kind of
Just
annoying.
for the record, that voice kept changing periodically throughout the
Yes.
season.
I know.
So,
it was really
yeah.
Yeah, it did.
It's kind of hard to pin down a voice for this character when compared to others. And, yeah. I mean, I liked writing her moments. I liked writing moments with her alliance, her boyfriend, and all that other crap. And I think she was probably arguably one of the better leaders of the season. And she probably could have won if she didn't make the deadlock. Because she might have gotten pretty far.
In other words, Superior, you had one job and sadly you screwed up.
So it's funny that she got screwed over by your
Yeah.
own friend, arguably.
Irony, ladies and gentlemen.
And much like Gothitelle, she was also used in one of the fictionalized story that I'm not going to really go into deeper detail for. So, moving on with that. Original position, she was supposed to get out of Final 10/9, so that didn't really change
Really?
much. Yeah, she wasn't really going to get much farther.
Oh.
Huh?
That's interesting.
Eh.
Okay.
However, and this is a big however,
I will say that,
go ahead.
well, I like that first moment that Superior and Gothitelle shared at that lake scene in one of the episodes of Amazon. That was one of my favorite scenes between them.
That's good. But believe it or not, guys, in regards to the whole Team Mozart thing, she was actually in the event that the two characters return. She was one of the first. She was going to return.
All right.
Yeah.
Really?
The question,
Mainly to face off against her sis.
I was about to say, but the real question is, what would you do with Superior in music if that were the case?
I'll essentially have a bit of a sibling face off to see who was the better sibling.
that's a
To
good
see if
question.
Servine was the better sibling of the two.
So would they essentially go into?
That's actually a wrong thing to be just said in the comments.
So at any given moment, when writing them, were you going to have these two in a finale?
No.
Okay, just checking.
I didn't really get much farther than that because then I thought, well, why not just have a challenge based off that? And then I realized near the end, I thought, you know what? No, not worth it.
Hmm.
And then there's the other character, but we'll touch on that a little later because there's still 4 others.
Indeed.
Ultimately, though, I loved writing this character, and even though you guys will never get to see her as a parent, she actually is probably one of the better of the two in terms of parenting, largely because she's had to take care of her younger brother at some points. So, yeah, there's that. Oh, and I actually did not make that whole weight joke comment that Zelta made about her, or the size, unscripted. Yeah.
Unscripted is fun.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Number 4, Jirachi.
Jirachi, you were definitely an entertaining character all the way, to say the least.
Yes, aka Butterfree's better half in a way.
So much truth.
Yes. Oh my god. Originally, though, she wasn't even supposed to make it really far in the game. She was supposed to get out of a really early position. So really
How early are we talking?
I'm not even sure. I think it would have been Final 4 or Final 4, Final 7, something like that.
Oh, okay.
Because really, yeah. I always originally wanted to make her a ditzy, but then I thought, well, why not just then give her a bit more personality, such as the fact that she had a sex change at a young age because she didn't feel like the appropriate gender. And to some people, yes, I know the age thing of the sex change, it's fiction, so please don't try and bring up real life statistics for how old you're supposed to be when you have the sex change. It's not the same thing.
Okay.
I loved writing her moments with Butterfree as well as her other friends. I kind of had an idea in my head to make shipping jokes for her and Gothitelle, but then I scrapped it.
Wait,
she was
they were
actually supposed
supposed
to
to
have.
be shipped?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Why?
I don't know.
Oh dear gosh, I can't even imagine that. Ew.
Yeah. So then, like, I got the ideas for Butterfree. I think by extension, though, Jirachi is one of the first trans characters in a TPI, though I could be wrong.
Hold on.
I think you're the first.
I think you're the
first.
No, yeah, I think you're the first. I haven't seen, considering how many shows I've seen, I haven't seen any others.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing. So, yeah. Let's see. Aside from that, nothing else really
Well,
happened.
does Gardevoir... Wait, does
Gardevoir is
Gardevoir
trans.
actually count?
Yes.
Wait, what?
Yeah, remember, Gardevoir was transsexual.
Wow, you did. So basically, you did too.
I did it twice.
You did it. You did it twice.
Yes. Let's see. I think now would be the time to explain the whole ending of Music where I show the shiny Butterfree, because I'm sure some people may have been wondering how the hell that happened. Okay, let's make this.
It's time for Wave to drop some bombshells.
Well, here we go.
Okay.
Yes.
Dropping bombs like you don't even know.
Okay, so I hinted in the episode, in the Nightmare episode, that Jirachi has wish tags, much like her anime counterparts, or the anime counterpart, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, and it can only be used by the person granting the wish. The two, her and Butterfree, I think by this point were either married or something, whatever. They thought about having kids, but they didn't want to go through the adoption process and all that other crap. I'm not going to delve further into that, but the rough point is, Butterfree made a wish on Jirachi, basically made a wish to Jirachi for her to be impregnated by her by magical powers, essentially. For those who read the Marvel Comics, it'd be essentially similar to Scarlet Witch using her abilities to combine her DNA and Vision's DNA to create the kids.
And the crazy part is, I ship Scarlet Witch and Vision. Don't judge me.
Well, in the comics,
Sadly,
though,
your
that
password
shit's
went
shit.
off again.
Alright, thank you for notifying. So, yeah, basically the only reason that those two even had a kid, sure, is mainly because of Jirachi's magic. So, yeah, and technically, and arguably, she could do it again, Butterfree could, but that's another story, and I'm too lazy. So essentially, it's the shiny Butterfree. But I liked writing Jirachi. She was a fun character, and all that jazz. So
But
now we're in the top
essentially, I'm a
three.
little lazy. Oh boy, top 3. All right, I'm hype.
And for those who've been playing, or for those who've been counting,
Wait, top 3.
you'll know who's in the top 3.
Oh, I know who's still missing.
Number 3, Zelta Sceptile.
Oh yes, this right here, ladies and gentlemen, this right here is just one of the many things you could do with a Porygon. But please don't copy this one. But this is one of those things you could do. This is the first time I ever liked a Porygon becoming a Pokemon.
Yes, Zelta, I always planned on putting a different spin on the Porygon stereotype that has been appearing in a lot of TPIs. So I figured I might as well make a solution to the problem.
Yep.
As such, here we go.
Yes.
Yeah, I loved writing his bond with Meganium. It was fun. And the reason I made him into a Sceptile as opposed to other characters is mainly just because of a throwaway line Meganium made about her grandpa or something.
I like how you literally threw away that line right when it happened, and you just moved on, and I'm like, it's legit to me.
Yeah.
Well, works for me.
Pretty much. As for the voice, for Zelta anyway, I based his voice for any Doctor Who fans off the actor Christopher Eccleston, or the Ninth Doctor, or Eighth, whatever. Off of one of those doctors. For any Doctor Who fans, they'll know who the person is anyway. I based it off of that because I was watching Doctor Who the night I was writing episode 9, and yeah, actually in fact, the regeneration process into the Sceptile is actually Doctor Who reference, is an actual reference to Doctor Who. So essentially, Zelta is a walking Doctor Who reference. coming from a guy that has never seen an episode of the show.
I haven't seen it either, so.
Yeah.
All right.
Me either.
Well, I can say Zelda and a certain someone has
Meganium.
made my as one of my OTPs of all time because Lord help me, I cannot ship them enough.
Yeah, they're
They are
pretty
just
good.
so perfect together.
They're really cute together.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I didn't really change up his
Yeah,
position,
cute
though.
together.
I never changed up his position, though. I always planned on him to quit, mainly because what would he really do? Yeah. So I figured I might as well just put a trope on that on the newborn as well, so I don't have to cover it later. So
Whoa.
speaking of newborn, he was pretty active with Meganium, it seemed, considering season 2. I'm not even going to beat around the bush with that one. Yeah.
Oh, you don't have to. It was you made it very clear. And I
Yeah,
just sat there going, "Yes, Lord."
Yeah, like I said, the whole pregnancy comment was a unscripted thing, and really, you could argue that Sceptile didn't mean it because because arguably he's still technically a newborn Pokemon because he doesn't know everything in the year. Remember, it's been a year since the whole thing, so it it was an honest mistake. All right.
Honest mistake indeed. Well, I know which two are left. Let's find out who made the number 2. Come on now.
All right, number 2 and number 1 are Meganium and Gallade.
My man and my lady.
Let's deal with Meganium first.
Oh,
man.
Meganium. Oh, Meganium. I loved you. I mean, honestly, there were things that you did that looked very unlikable, but admittedly, I just loved you all the way through.
Yeah. Believe it or not, I actually based Meganium in a way off of Telly's character Espeon with the multiple personality idea. Though obviously I changed the personalities because, well, I can and stuff. So believe it or not, I actually...
Of course, it's one of the things you can do, change the personalities. That's understandable.
Well, that and I also changed... Well, that and I also made 3 separate human sprites.
Of course.
Yeah. I loved writing Meganium as a character. I loved writing her backstory, her history with her family, and all that other stuff. And believe it or not, I always planned for her to win the game. So, ultimately, yeah, much like Delcatty. But that came later, much, much later than Delcatty, because I think it was by episode 9 that I wanted her to win.
Okay.
So the final 3 was supposed to be, I believe, her, Crocodile, and Simisage. So, yeah, of the original draft. And then I scrapped it. The main thing, though, with Meganium is that I just loved writing her strategies, trying to make her a lot more different, and as a lot of people noticed, she kind of dominated or took over the game after the merge hit.
No
to show off her original
kidding.
personality. She just dominated and wrecked people's shit.
Woman was going through everything, and don't even get me started with that whole thing with Jirachi. Oh, Lord, help us all.
Yeah, that
I was just going. I was just like, woman was killing it, but that was the pinnacle of it all.
Yeah, that was a good one. I always planned for her to hook up with the Porygon and whatever he evolved into, or changed into. So there was that. And really, I can't really say much. I mean, I just loved writing her as a character. I guess out of all people who would have been likely to return, it would have been her, mainly because she wanted to see if she could do it again. I don't think she would have, but yeah.
Is that really would be the only reason?
Basically, her husband's and that's her husband now. Basically, would have just wanted the experience, but Meganium just wanted to see if she could try again, try and yeah. So that's really all I have to say. I mean,
all right, let's get to the character that pretty much most people love.
Number 1, then.
My man Gallade.
Yes, Gallade, aka and Gardevoir, was a very, very surprising character. Gardevoir was actually supposed to get eliminated before Lopunny originally, and originally she was not supposed to change into Gallade at all. She was supposed to remain Gardevoir.
But I'm happy you set up that vote.
Yeah, I'll touch on that in a second. So, like I said originally, Gardevoir was supposed to hook up with Lopunny. The thing is, though, when I came up with the idea of trans, something I thought of is, well, since this is a world of fiction, and I can kind of understand some of what trans people go through, where they have gender identity issues. I figured because it's a world of fiction, why not just have something to temporarily turn the person into the sex they want, hence the saxophone.
That
Um,
scene.
Though some people were quick to notice it was the wrong instrument, and yeah, it was kind of stupid of me. But more to the point.
It was one little mistake.
Yeah. Though it also gave me a chance to set up some history of Mo's Earth, so I guess win-win in that situation.
World building.
So the whole thing with her transforming into a guy was also last minute. I didn't plan for that to originally happen before I wrote up the episode. Mainly because Gardevoir wasn't really going anywhere to begin with. So that was a thing. And as for the idea of a vote, I figured, well, I saw some people commenting, oh, you should do a viewer's vote. And I figured, okay, but not for eliminating someone. Just for this. And I was really, really surprised. What the hell? Sorry, my mom's phone's going off. And I was really, really surprised to see a lot of people were voting for Team Gallade. I thought it would have been Gardevoir. But, yeah. So, I came up with two solutions either way.
Well, me personally, I just see Gallade. I see Gallade more with Lapras, and plus, he said himself that Gallade's more open with his emotions when he's a Gallade, so it would make sense.
Yeah, like what I wanted to try and do was essentially try and set up a situation where it could work in both ways. Try and make it seem good for either side. I was just surprised that some people voted for Team Gallade, but I digress. I'm happy with the results, either way, because I had ideas for either result. If it was Gardevoir, it would have been, well, Lopunny. Gallade possibly would have been Lopunny, but the whole Lapras thing happened. We already had this argument.
And Kelly commented on that.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, that was fun. So, yeah, there was that, and I actually got visual reference here. That whole thing with that episode with the shirtless Gallade. What is the subtlest way I can put it? Oh, yeah, here we go. I can't. I'm sorry, I can't.
What? They screwed?
What?
Hang on, try it again. There you go. And now I'll let that burn into your thought.
What are you? Wave, you mind telling the class what you were implying? Were you implying?
Clapping rocks. I was clapping the rocks.
So they were screwing?
Yeah. That was basically the nicest way to put it.
Well, with the body like that, Lapras, of course Lapras would want it. Can't say I'm surprised.
Body, I'm sure Gallade, and considering her body, I'm sure Gallade would, yeah.
Anyway, they're both very attractive. They're both very attractive people who like one another and screw. I don't really support their relationship, but they are cute together. You will only hear me say that. You will only hear me say that once, ladies and gentlemen.
Fair enough. So let's see. Aside from that, I never really planned for Gardevoir to actually do anything, and the fact that he got to the final 3 at the end of the day was not supposed to happen. There were so many instances where I wanted Gallade eliminated, but I legitimately couldn't think of a spot to eliminate him. So, yeah, I saw a lot of people wanting him to win, and I wanted to give him a fair shot too, but I couldn't think of anything. Then, as the eliminations went on, I thought, no, that wouldn't work.
Let's be honest. It would have been super predictable if he won, because he was literally the fan favorite at that point.
I think it basically was a case of damned if I do, damned if I don't.
Yeah, let's be clear here. It would have been like between anyone in the finale. I felt like it would have been really predictable because all of them like winning. It just would have felt a little bit predictable, especially Delcatty. But Gallade had more going for him, and it would have been a little more predictable because he was a lot more popular, and because people were clearly rooting for him every episode.
Yeah. However, this also creates another problem with Gallade, and that being his daughter. And I think you know where I'm going with this, Tully. Basically, when his daughter grows up,
Alright.
and she asks about her parents' lives. The responses are going to be, well, not interesting.
Honey, did I ever tell you I used to be a woman? What? Dad, why are we learning about this now? You think that's bad? You think that's bad, honey? Your mother used to be in a three-way relationship. What?
With two
Daddy,
girls.
Mommy, what are you not telling me? We did some weird things long ago, honey.
It was weird shit. And several therapy pills later. So yeah. That concludes that. Yeah, I mean, I could see the idea of Gallade and Lopunny. In fact, in a couple ideas I had, the two were a thing, but that's mostly for my thoughts. But that's a whole other story with that. So why didn't I have him win? Largely because, one, Delcatty, and as Tully said, it would have been predictable anyway. Another reason was, well, to mainly hide my bias. If you guys remember the top 80 list, you'll recall that I put Gallade as my second favorite Pokemon behind Lucario. So, really, if I had him end up winning the game, it would have been super predictable.
That's
Because it would have also would have shown bias.
Having your favorite Pokemon win.
Bias.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of biased. It's kind of why. Actually, yeah, I can safely say this. At no point have I had one of my favorite Pokemon win it. I've had one of my favorite Pokemon come very close, if you recall Zitsu Jr., but I have no point had one of my favorite Pokemon win the whole dang thing.
Fair enough. Alright, I'm going to answer some questions, and then I'm going to move on to the next
Feel
top
free to
10.
ask questions, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm going to take about 5 minutes out of the time to answer some questions, and then I'll move on to the next list, because if you notice from the slide
I
count,
think you
we're
stop
getting
sharing
pretty
screens,
close.
Wave. Or are you done?
Wow.
it-
Google
Well, you're still sharing
Plus.
screens.
Yeah, it's still saying you're screen sharing and presenting to everyone.
No, you're still sharing.
Okay.
Alright,
Sorry.
let's go.
Question one. Opinion on
Yes,
Final
yes.
Fantasy Mystic Quest from Meta.
Never played it. Never played it.
Haven't played a Final Fantasy game, or never heard. Matter of fact, this one I've never heard of. So sorry, not sorry.
Michael After asks,
Never played Final Fantasy either.
opinion on Cloud being in Smash.
It has nothing to do with me, because it's a
think I like
character
the other one.
It's a character I'm gonna have to purchase, right?
Yep.
So it has really nothing to do with me. I'm not getting any of those characters. All right, I'm not going to pay for a character. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's cheap. I got that. It's cheap. Understood. And the idea of this character being in Smash sounds pretty hype. I will give it that. But I'm just not gonna pay. I'm sorry.
Fair enough.
And
I
I don't
actually
play
like the
Smash, so no effect on me.
Opinion on Gallade X Lopunny. Who's going to die?
Maniacal laughter. I think you know my opinion on Gallade and Lopunny. But to put it briefly, because I'm going to say more about it in a review down the road, I love them together. They have so much chemistry. And yeah, they're just great overall, and I really liked all of their moments. But that's the short part of it. I'll get more on that later.
Okay. Which leaves Susan in this case.
I'd see Glaive with Lapras more. They just
Yeah,
have more
kind-
moments.
Yeah.
I'll argue that, but okay.
For me, it's kind of like for me, those two are kind of like the Natsu and Gray of the duo, or basically a Natsu and Gray duo. Especially with Lopunny being essentially the Natsu because he's a hothead for a lot of cases, and you guys can tell that from his anger.
I can see why you
Gallade was
made.
a lot more
I can
mature.
see why you made Gallade the Gray of this scenario.
Yeah. Oh god, I
many.
just realized how funny that is in hindsight. Considering that he hooks up, Gallade hooks up with a water-related person. Why is Juvian Gray not canon? Anyway.
Why don't you go ask Hero? He'll probably give you a reason, and then it'll end up being a troll reason.
I can. He already has Gray with a hate boner for E&D, so... Anyway.
If I could high-five you!
But we got like a couple of years of that war to deal with.
Oh, Lord.
All right, Meta asks, would you say my last few lists are improvement? Can we get this out of the way? Have we seen it? Have any of us seen his lists, the newer ones?
If I'm gonna be quite honest,
No.
I subscribed to the guy about a week ago.
Okay.
I didn't really watch. I didn't get through one of the lists. I don't have a lot of time, but tell you what, I'll let you know when I actually watch a full list.
All right, Susan.
I don't watch meta stuff, so
Okay.
no.
And I don't, so that's why I have two of my favorite shows that post. Jeff, okay.
I should point out something.
Yeah. Go ahead.
If you guys are wondering if my voice sounds a little off, I'm kind of sick at the moment, so pardon me.
Okay.
Okay.
Opinion on Redonkulus race. Oh,
That's
boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
You spend a 4-hour goddamn live stream talking about it.
What do you mean? We only talked about it like what, once or twice? Anyway.
Not the point.
Anyway, that aside. I love freaking Redonkulus Race. Everything about it was just amazing. It's basically Total Drama's return to greatness. Is the season perfect? Oh, I wish it was. But sadly, it did have some serious issues. One of them being episode 8. Ryan and Stephanie will never be forgiven, and its finale.
Fair enough.
Sorry if I spoil this to anyone who hasn't seen Redonkulus Race. But there should have been no reason for returning characters to win.
Mm-hmm.
There was no reason for that. Alright, done.
I was just going to say, I'll be right back. So, Susan, you can give your thoughts, and I got to take care of something, so I'll be right back, guys. Go ahead, Susan.
Okay.
Alright, well, I think as it was stated back when Telly did that live stream when I was going up with him in that live stream, I enjoy Redonkulus Race, I do. I actually kind of got into the series a little late, but my sister was showing me this, so I got myself caught up, and I started watching more of the series, so I'm glad I got into it while I could. I enjoyed it.
What did you think? Did you like the finale?
It was good for some parts, but the winners just...
Yeah, I have to agree. Yeah.
Bleh.
I really do have to agree. I really do have to agree because the finale itself, I loved it. It was great. Everything about it was great. But that end, I cannot get over that ending. That ending just ruined it a lot. And yes, I do agree with you, Monaco. I do agree with you, Monaco. Laughter and Speedy World Tour is the best in my or it's my favorite at least. Is it my number one? Most likely, but I digress. I have a whole month dedicated to that.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
Yes. All right, next question. Opinions on best villains in a TPI. I actually want to save that for when Wave comes back.
Yeah.
So we'll get back to that a little later. So best type of villains in a TPI. Gosh darn it! I really want. Tell you what, we're gonna hold off on those questions because I really want to get Wave's opinion on that too. But if I'm going I'm going to answer the least favorite character on a TPI. I guess you're talking about character in general, not archetype. But I'm just going to go with character in general. If we're talking about a character on a TPI that I hate the most, that, my friend, is a three-way tie. I hate Porygon being a robot. I absolutely hate that character because no one other than Wave has done really anything different with it. I especially hate how every bird on a TPI sounds exactly the same every single time. And favorite character. And the third one is what's the third one? I know it's off the top of my head, but I can't recall it. Oh yeah, the third one is a Licky Tongue, Munchlaxer, basically an Owen archetype, which is going to be my next cliche note. But yeah, I hate the Owen archetype characters. They always it's not even funny anymore because they seem to get stupider by the show. And that's no offense to anyone who has it, it's just that's how I feel. And don't you worry, Maniacal Laughter. I will answer that other question you literally just posted seconds ago. I just want to save my opinion for when Wave gets back so that we can all ask that question.
Yeah.
Answer that question. I said ask. Gosh darn it.
Hey,
I can't speak this evening.
I can't really either. My voice.
But yeah, I love the crap out of Redonkulous Race. Other than Levi's show, it's one of the reasons I've been inspired to do Ultimatum. The hype is so real.
Hi.
Yes. Currently working on the plots and characters for that one. Nothing yet. Let's see. Well, my Porygon is actually my. Well, in your defense, Maniacal Laughter, Magnezone was funny.
Yes.
And yes,
Magnezone
I
is
do.
funny.
And yes, I do agree, Speedy. The Licky Licky from Nicky Nor2's show is arguably the best one yet.
Yes. And I hear Wave coming back.
All right, you're back, Wave. We've got 3 questions relating to work. We got 3 questions that I wanted to wait. I wanted to wait to get your opinion on.
All right.
Okay.
One
so
second.
I'm gonna. All right.
Yeah?
So
What?
scroll back up and.
No. I got my alarm set.
Let's see. Opinions on best villains in a TPI. Best type of villains in a TPI.
9:30. Okay.
I'm sorry about that.
Yes. Okay. So one of the questions was opinions on best villains in a TPI. I wanted to wait for you to come back so we could all answer on this one.
Oh, okay. For me, swear to God, if I hit that stop broadcast button, I'm gonna choke something. For me, I think that my favorite TPI villain was, well, it's really kind of hard to say because a lot of them kind of seem to blend in. I don't know. I guess maybe Absol from TPIs, but that's about it.
Well,
Even then,
if I had to pick a best villain, if I have to pick on based on pure enjoyment throughout the entire run of on their respective season, I'm gonna have to go with, and I'm gonna use a current show, not a former show.
Right.
Oh crap! This is kind of a tough call. All right. Pure enjoyment. I may have to. Absol from TPI's World Tour was definitely love to hate, and I guess you can say up until the last few shaky episodes of that season, he was pretty much fun to watch.
Yeah.
Granted, he stayed on for too long, but yeah.
Yeah.
When you say when I say best villains, well, basically it's those villains where you love to hate them, and even though they're very antagonizing, you still find a way to give a crap about them. Like you actually care about them as a character, aside from being a villain overall. And they have they've got maybe not as much depth, but they got depth going for them, quite a bit of it.
I concur.
All
Yeah,
right.
they do.
Now the next question was best type of villains in a TPI. Well, let me just say right now, best type of villains in a TPI, well, the ones that aren't try-hard. I'm sorry, but we have a lot of those. We have a lot of try-hard villains nowadays, and it really bugs me. And we have a lot that are just trying to do the same thing that I've done already and others have done already. That it's been done to death. Is what I'm getting at. The best type of villain in a TPI is the one who's not a tryhard, but at the same time, who's more than just a villain. They're a character at the end of the day, with more than just being maniacal or villainous and all that stuff. They have a heart. They're still antagonizing, but they have a heart. And another thing, any character can be antagonizing as well, so when you say best type of villains, anyone who can be antagonizing, but at the same time can still be a likable character. If you can pull that off, then you've already got something good going for you. But you can't just have a villain at the end of the day be a villain. I mean, you could just for the hell of it, but then you'd be me with a villain on one of my shows and wouldn't get anywhere. So don't do that.
Yeah. For me, I just prefer my villains with depth to them, and they're not just generic cutouts. I hated that with Shinx's show.
Yes.
Problem is there really aren't that many considering what, well, depending on the TPI you're looking up. I mean, Sableye
Yeah.
would be an example of what I think of a villain with complexity. On the other
Yeah.
hand, Magby. Goddamn Magby.
Still getting on your nerves, I see.
Yes, because that show angered me. What about you, Susan?
I'm not 100% sure.
Okay,
I don't pay much attention to the villains.
that's fine.
Alright.
Was there another question, or?
Least favorite character on a TPI. I already stated my answer earlier. I said it was a three-way tie. I said the Porygon robot archetype, the Owen archetype, and oh crap, I forgot the third one. I hate this so much. Why must the third one slip my mind?
I'm trying to think of it too. You meant
Dang
For
it.
me, one of the more annoying characters was Corsola from TPI series.
Oh, yeah. Well, I basically went into how a certain archetype. I didn't go into a specific character on a show, but yeah, Corsola was definitely unlikable.
Yeah.
I mean, help me.
As for
Go ahead, Susan.
Go on.
me, I guess I just like characters who are either annoying or mean. That's pretty much it. I can
Okay.
name a couple of annoying characters. Let's see. There were some I had on mind, but I can't remember them right now.
Oh, and I will say this as well. Since this is also mentioned, like I said, I don't like try-hard characters. That's another kind of character on a TPI. I hate those characters that, they are a clear, obvious archetype, and all they are doing is trying to get attention.
Yeah, I gotta agree.
I think I got an archetype I dislike, actually.
Okay.
Go
Let's hear
on.
it.
Sorry. Pretty much anything that's a carbon copy off of a Total Drama.
Oh, I hate it too. Like, I hate it when that happens.
Yeah, those are getting kind of old at this point. If you do that at this point, then it makes me wonder. So I do agree on that one. Ugh.
Alright. Doesn't appear to be
Question?
any more. It doesn't appear to
Oh,
be.
there was another
Oh.
question. Worst villain in a TPI.
Oh my god. Too many to list for me. I'm not even gonna answer it. Too many.
If I had to pick a worst villain, I have to agree with Wave, but I'm going to narrow it down to three in no particular order. Ducklet from Michael's show. I'm sorry, I hate that evil piece of freaking poultry with a immense passion.
Yeah.
And I only wish nothing but a barbecue for that thing.
Yeah.
Let's see, who else do I really dislike as an antagonist? Sorry, not sorry, Wave, but Flygon. I'm sorry, I just don't like him.
Fair enough.
I tried so hard.
And got so far.
But in the end,
Sorry.
it really didn't matter. But I digress.
Yeah.
And the third one is Tynamo from Daptorant Show. Sorry, hate him.
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
Alright. And Susan?
And okay, go on.
Do you have any? Oh, looks like we got another question from Speedy. I think this will be the last one after Susan answers.
Cool.
I have to. I'm actually gonna have to. I have to say my Glameow, because she didn't really do anything. She's a bad excuse for a villain. Yes, I can bash myself if I want to.
Hey,
But it's rare that I.
Hey, honesty is the best policy. Admirable.
Yeah. Okay.
Thankfully,
Go ahead.
hopefully this secret project I'm working on will fix everything.
really secretly.
I can't say what it is yet, but
Believe it.
I can't say what it is, but answers will be revealed soon, hopefully.
Well,
Okay.
sorry to sound like Naruto, but believe it. It'll be great.
Alright, for this next question, have you guys seen Levi's TPA?
I have, and
Yes.
I loved it. But
Alright,
I'll
for
save
both
that-
of you,
save that
thoughts
for
of
another
first
time.
picks? Thoughts of
First
first
picks?
picks?
Don't have any first picks to win yet.
Okay.
It's gonna take at least another 2 episodes. I
Yes,
just got to know them.
Alright. Alright, the last question of the set
You'll have
before
to
moving
wait
to
till
the
at
next
least
step. Go ahead.
Thoughts on starting an island.
a couple more episodes needs to go out, and the characters need to be developed more before we
Yeah.
can get to picking any winners.
Fair
All
enough.
right.
And I haven't seen TPA, so I think we'll end it with Maniacal Laughter before moving into the next top 10. So, Tully?
Thoughts on starting on an island. I made a video about this not a while ago. Basically, if you want to start on an island, start on one. However, if you do, know that people are going to wonder what you're going to do different on the island, because we've seen it all at this point. So
I
if
have
you're
to
going to
agree.
go on an island, do yourself a favor and do something different. It could be something as little as a title change or some twist in the challenges, whatever it has to be. But there has to be something different when starting on an island. You cannot just go on there and do the same stuff that everyone's been doing since the beginning. It's gonna get flack. I guarantee it. It's
I
gonna
agree.
get flack.
Because it's been overused so many times.
It is literally the first thing that people think of when they want to do a TPI. So if you're gonna start on an island, there has to be something that's different.
Nuke the
Even
place.
a title change, some character archetypes with a twist, something, whatever it has to be, just make it different.
Alright, Susan, do you have anything to add? Or?
I pretty much just stated it earlier, and I think Kelly pretty much summed it up. If you are going to be starting on an island, do a unique twist to it. Make it something stand up from other Total Pokemon Islands that have been done already, because, let's face it, there have been countless other Total Pokemon makers who've started on an island, and it's getting old. Even I
Fair enough.
started on an island.
Yeah. Alright, now we'll move on to the next top 10. The top 10 strategic moves. And there's one more top 10. So let's begin. Number 10. Flygon giving Blossom a fake idol / Blossom's elimination. And yes, I know I misspelled Blossom, shut up. I like this moment mainly because it gives Blossom finally sends her ass packing. And it also proves how much of an unlikable bitch Flygon is. Basically tricking her. Landing on she's kind of stupid for trusting him in the first place. But I like this moment because it showcases how ironic it is that a smart person can make a stupid move.
One job.
Yep. Number 9. Alteria's elimination. Yeah, honestly,
Really?
she was just going to be a problem if she continued after that whole blindside thing. So really, I just don't see a reason for keeping her after that. So it was a good, cutting the fat. Number 8. Xatu and Superior's deadlocks. Yeah, I couldn't pick one.
Well, both of them were... My head hurts just thinking about them.
Both of them were pretty big moves at the time, and Superior kind of affected the game with her elimination. So, yeah. Superior kind of caused a power change. By extension, I guess you could say the same with Xatu because of episode 7. So I like that because it just caused a huge shift. Number 7. Volcarona's blindside. This could have worked, and they could have gotten Flygon out, but nope. It didn't. And Volcarona got punished for it. God damn.
Wait, what? Oh, Volcarona's blindside. Yep,
Yes.
that can happen.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Blech.
Sorry. Thank you.
So it's this could have worked, and yeah. Number 6. Destruction of Superior's alliance. And by Superior, I mean Servines.
That destruction was beautiful.
It was a self-destruction fan.
Man, Wave, I have to give you some props. That destruction was priceless. I loved
went-
every minute of it. Oh my gosh.
It's like watching a car crash. You can't help but look at it.
It was beautiful to see her fall after all those strong words being said. It was just beautiful. Yes.
Yeah. Number 5. Simisage's Blind Side. This was also another power switch because Simisage lost his leadership after that.
Yeah, there is that.
And essentially it allowed Meganium to take power.
Yes.
Alright, let's check comments. Oh, crap.
Got a question.
Alright. Yep, I know. I'll answer that after. Number 4. Delcatty playing the Idle Canceller.
Yes, Lord. I may not like the, I may have mixed feelings on Delcatty, but Lord help me, that idol canceller. That was an ingenious move on your part with the whole just to cancel out immunities. I personally would have never thought of that.
It should have,
Yeah.
frankly, it should have been introduced at a later point, or at any earlier point, because frankly, those goddamn idols are OP.
No kidding.
So yeah, that was a big power change. Number 3. Lopunny playing his idol on Delcatty. Oh my god. That one caused some shit. And kind of played into the number 6 entry.
Lopunny going in. Lopunny was going in.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
That was doing some shit. Number 2.
Dang.
Ganium giving Jirachi the fake idol.
Yes. Oh, my God.
That was a good one.
Oh, I like how she just magically took it out like, ha! Gotcha, Snitch!
Yep. That was a good one.
Now you're out of the competition. Ha!
Yeah. Turn down for what? Oh! Yeah, that was a good one. So, in the number 1 entry, Delcatty exposing Lapras's relationship. Okay, this one sparked some shit.
Didn't it? Didn't it?
And the worst part is we didn't even find out until episodes later.
Yes, it's like, woo! When that got exposed, oh Lord, everything hit the fan. Everything.
Like, imagine Labras's relationship as London Bridge. Now think of it as Helsing Ultimate Abridged. London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady.
Or ladies.
Whatever. So that thing just collapsed and it caused a huge shift in power.
It shattered and blew up. Anyway.
Yep. Alright, so before we move on to the next list, which will be the last one, question time.
Question.
There's a question. Thoughts on plot armor?
Hate it,
Well,
hate it, hate it, hate it.
Hate it with a passion. However,
Yeah.
unlike my partner here, I do feel that to some extent it can be used correctly. The problem is when used, it always looks the same, is what I'm getting at. I feel that there is a way it can be used properly. The issue at hand is every time we see it on a TPI, it's always used for the wrong reasons. And I count myself in that regard too. It's always used for the wrong reasons. I mean, I don't know specifically the right way to use it. I would personally have to look it up to figure that one out. But I do know that I do feel like there is a right way to do it. We just need to find that way and then figure out how to do that. And then, know better the next time.
I agree.
Okay.
So we're gonna take about
got
5
another
or
question.
7 minutes to answer the questions, and then we'll continue. So if you have any questions, do not be afraid.
Can I read it?
Oh,
Yes,
Michael asked
yes.
a question. Oh,
Yes, Susan, go ahead.
yeah, Susan, go. Your thoughts on the plot armor?
Oh, she can also read the question.
I don't like it.
Oh, okay.
All right, Susan, go ahead and read the question.
Can I please?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, it's from Michael. How do you usually choose Pokemon to use?
Oh, I have a way to do that, for me at least. This is for anyone, really. For me, I I usually pick Pokemon that I like. So 9 times out of 10, you will most likely see Pokemon on the show that I like. But at no point have I pushed them to win the game. Anyway, on the other hand, it's Pokemon that I've yet to use or Pokemon that I've had experience using. It's a mixed bag. It usually changes with every show that I've worked on. It honestly depends.
Yeah. For me, I just choose them at random thanks to a spread generator. No joke.
As for me, most of it was either random Pokemon or Pokemon I thought of before. For my secret project, I was using most of it was a generator, and another part was Pokemon I liked.
Okay. Yeah, I just think it makes it a whole lot easier to remove the biases by just choosing randomly.
I agree. It's just for me, if I'm like I put when I work on a show, I see it as this is something that I like, something I want to do. So naturally, I want things that I like in it. Otherwise, if I don't like what I'm seeing, I'm not going to want to do it anymore. It's why I implement a lot of stuff that I like on most of my shows. Like some of the things you see on my shows, I like, and I put, and hence why they're there. That's why there are a lot of. That's why there are a lot of things on Emerald Chronicles that I like. I put a lot of stuff in there that just make me want to keep working on it. So that's just the way I see it. But to each their own.
And for me, I just chose the names Agata and Conrad out of just random names. The second season was just a lot easier. Music references and
names. If we're talking team names, well, the season 1 of AXE came from the stick figure comic of it that was the source material for AXE. AXE was originally a comic, as I already explained. We're not going to get into that, but yeah. Season 2, well, obviously it was based off of anime, so essentially, duh. So I had to come up with different team names for anime that I either have seen or have not seen. Actually, all 3 I've seen. Season 3, well, duh, that was those team names were a reference to World Tour. And Season 4 was a reference to the song for 2 of my favorite songs by Coldplay.
Okay.
Moving on.
All right. Light asks a question. Are there any ideas you really wanted to... Go ahead.
Go on.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Since you guys were talking, I thought I would read questions.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, this from Light. Are there any ideas you really wanted to use, but just could not find a way to fit it into the story?
Wave.
Oh boy. Yes, a lot of ideas. A couple weird-ass ideas were put into fiction, but those aren't exactly the good ones. Moving on to the point. Yes, I actually had several ideas in my mind for stuff like that, such as such as the previously mentioned joke about, or referencing Telly's show, like the whole lawsuit thing. Other ideas would have included the Blossom thing where the two would have met. The problem with the other ideas is that they were either utilized for XYZ or they were eventually utilized anyway.
Mm.
And really, I've only used 2 ideas for XYZ. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, for me, okay. Well, guess I'll use one example from both shows in question. In terms of AXE, there was one idea. If you recall, Electivire was supposed to have a movie, and that was supposed to actually be his plot during season 2 of AXE. And he was also supposed to have a rival who was originally supposed to be Ninjaski's replacement. So essentially, Electivire would have gotten the development that I was going to give him, that he eventually got somewhere during season 3. It wasn't as great because obviously the plot I originally had for him was scrapped, then turned into a canceled movie. So that's one thing. In terms of Emerald Chronicles, in the original cut, before things got serious, Tachio and Andy were actually supposed to be. Well, Tachio was supposed to be what Jay is to him now. Tachio was basically supposed to be Andy's arch rival and a permanent rival. They weren't. Tachio wasn't originally part of the main cast. He was actually Andy's arch rival. I changed it because I had something better for Tachio, and because I wanted to give Andy interchangeable rivals, because it just made for better plots and things down the line. Hence why his best friend at the moment is going to be his next opponent,
Sasuke.
to say the least. Yes, if you want to get technical, Sasuke with flames.
The only difference is that he doesn't go with a piece of shit character. At the end.
Amen, brother. Amen.
Okay. As for me, I can't really say much with my TBI, but with my OC stories, I've had there were, excuse me, there were ideas that I've had wanted to be in the stories, but some of them just either didn't work out or I just didn't put them in.
Okay.
Believe it or not, I really had I was gonna have my character get together with one of the characters in the show, but it didn't work out.
Flybook says it was Kenton.
Yes.
God damn it! I was kidding.
And as I said, Kenton's got a lady friend. He'll be with down the road.
Nah, too easy.
Yes, that's why that didn't work.
And you shouldn't be the one to talk, Wave. Didn't your character try to be pairing up with a certain I don't know
Yes.
lady starting with the letter M and ends with an A?
Wait, Mr. M? That's ridiculous. Wait,
Maria, you smart ass.
fair enough.
Okay, we got another question, guys.
Alright.
Oh boy, what's the next question?
Main inspiration
Remini-
for your show. Oh, so sorry, go ahead.
Romaniacal Laughter, main inspiration for your shows, like for characters, plots, and concept.
Wave.
Okay. In terms of characters, I kind of covered that already with the with the breakdown of all the characters. Plots, not necessarily. I just thought of them at random. And concepts, well, like I said, I guess to be fair, I kind of already covered a lot of these, mainly because when I was breaking down all 44 characters, so I got nothing.
Okay. Well.
I'm sapped like a cow.
Okay, well, my inspirations, well, as I said, AXC was originally a comic, so its source material had a lot of stuff to do with the comic in question. As for characters on AXC, well, actually, fun fact, Emerald Chronicles also has a comic source material. The comic was called Team Ultimatum. And, yeah, anyway, both are source material. Both shows are from comic source materials that I made in the past that didn't really finish because, well, I don't draw well. I do better when I do better when I write. Moving on. The point is, I got inspiration from both of those because they were things that I really liked. Some of the characters of the comics do resonate with the characters you currently see on both respective shows. Yeah, to some degree. Andy's character was drastically changed, but nonetheless, he was still a main character in the comic. Not the main protagonist, but a main character nonetheless. Believe it or not, the original main character in the comic was Roy. And his love interest was Hope. Who was also a main character. Andy was originally Caucasian,
Interesting.
and he was what Federico was to Andy. And so yeah, Roy and Andy were supposed to be best buddies, and the fourth member of that group was supposed to be Kennedy, who was eventually going to be Andy's love interest. So yeah, just a little tidbit there.
I need mind bleach. Anyway.
You think that's bad? You think that's bad? You should just wait till you find out what I did to Tachi and Jay in the comic. Their characters were shifted on big time.
Jeez. Oh my. Anything else or?
No, I'm done. Carry on.
Okay.
All right. I guess Susan then.
I don't think I really am. Like, my inspiration, really, I've been wanting to do TBI for a while, but, it just took me a while to get everything really made. A lot of things weren't really planned, sadly, so, and neither was the concept of it, so, yeah.
Fair enough. Alright. I'm going to take one more look.
And we don't have any more questions, so let's move on.
Alright. What you
last
got,
list.
Wave?
Alright, the final list. And then there's the preview of something, but we'll get to that.
Okay.
Top 10 favorite eliminations.
Oh, this would be good.
Number
Smiley
10.
face.
Blossom.
I can understand why.
Yes, I really loved eliminating her. It was so satisfying. Number 9.
I completely agree. I love that. It's that great feeling you get when you finally oust someone that you really didn't want to keep working with anymore, and when they finally leave, you just go, "Oh my gosh, everything just feels so great now."
Yes. I'm also loving I'm also loving the comments like from earlier when they were like reacting. Like that's really good. Like that shows they're paying attention. That shows
Yeah.
they're paying attention. Like it's good. I love it. Really love it in active comment section. Number 9.
Yes.
Garum. Yes,
Albeit I forgot that Cherem even existed, but the
Yeah.
elimination was still satisfying
Years
nonetheless.
ago.
Oh, that's an understatement.
Flygon.
Yes! Although it should be higher, but yes!
Frankly, I just wanted him gone and eventually at some
I'm
point.
so glad you did not give this fool plot armor once he made it to the merch. Thank you! You did something not a lot of other people would do. You did.
Yeah.
You got rid of this person who really wasn't that much antagonizing anymore, and didn't give him anything extra.
Right.
Thank goodness you didn't do that.
Yeah. Number 7. Superior. That would be the original one because Servine never got eliminated. So yeah.
But yeah, that elimination was. I'll admit I was kind of sad to see Superior leave.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were.
Though that did give Gothitelle a reason to keep going.
Yeah.
So.
Even if you didn't win.
Yes. We move on.
Number 6 is Sinisage.
Sad face. I freaking missed
Yeah.
that guy. I missed that guy.
Yeah. Number 5. Duwat / Samurott. Oh, this one was a good one. Mainly because it was also a very special one, since it was her own friend that eliminated her. Largely because I didn't see any reason. And largely because I couldn't see much of a purpose for her anyway.
When your best friend gets you out.
Yeah. Though, I guess to clarify that, Gothitelle and Duwat do occasionally hang out with the other and spend, like, Superior and, like, Gothitelle will show up every now and again, just spend, like, to catch up on old times, but, yeah.
Because they're buffs.
Well, of course they're friends. Number 4. Jirachi's elimination. Oh, God. Come on, guys. Let's face it. That's what's going on.
I feel like that one should be a little higher, but okay, I do agree on it. That elimination was something else.
Yeah. It was I actually got the idea to do the edit, like, in terms of editing it. It was actually from a video that I don't think is on YouTube anymore, where the contestant Baylor from Survivor was eliminated, but they used the song "Turn Down for What" and then the black crowd react, which was actually the first time I heard it, saw that clip, and then I later used it in the clown reaction.
I saw the clip in its original entirety.
Number 3, Lapras. Oh, yes.
When she got eliminated, I can't even tell you how hype I was. I was like, yes, leave, woman, leave.
Yep, and Lopunny pissed off Gallade with the After FX.
Yep, and I was like, Gallade, if you have to whoop his ass, please do.
Yeah. Number 2, Zelda. Of course I had to make this one. Like, I had to put this on the list because that was a very special elimination.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Sad to see him go, but hey, he had a good run for what it was.
And number one, come on, let's hear it. Dragon Knight.
Yes.
That one.
I
That
have
bitch
to
had.
completely.
Dragon
I
Knight.
I have to completely agree. Her ass deserved it. No
Yeah.
questions asked. She deserved it. Her ass got exactly what was coming after what happened in
Look at
episode
him.
7.
I agree.
Yup. I was like, and she left at the perfect time. It's like, bastard, no one's gonna miss you.
Yep, so that got some good shit. All right, so we're gonna take a few minutes to answer and then end off the live stream
We
essentially.
got a question.
So let's
Okay.
answer, because this will probably be the last set of questions.
So we got a question
Let's see.
Let's start her off.
from Maniacal Laughter. Thoughts on the music scores and TPIs?
Well, it's becoming more of a trend, but I would like it if. But I'd like it if we could find better ways to utilize music scores. I mean, I've been using background music for a while now.
that is true.
But, I guess it depends. Wave.
For me, like, it adds some variety to it. It's not a complete requirement, but it certainly helps for certain scenes. As long as you can balance it out, I think we're good. Susan?
I like them. They're really good. I liked it when Mysteries 525 did his music stuff in the world tour. That was fun.
The whole
Um,
This season was overrated. Sorry.
Okay, we got some more questions.
All right, good. Let's hear them out, guys.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. From Maniacal Laughter, what makes a good finale in your opinion?
Ooh, I like this one. Me likey. Okay. Well, what makes a good finale in my opinion? Well, for one thing, both characters have had to go on this crazy journey, and both of them have been through quite a bit. And at the same time, these two characters in question, whether they're likable or not, I expect something to come out of them at the end of the finale. Like, something's got to come. I mean, you don't just bring them there for nothing.
Yeah, hang on, I gotta check something here. Okay.
Another thing, the challenge. Whatever the challenge is, it doesn't have to be like this crazy badass final thing, but it does need to be really good. Like, it needs to be something that, is really good and executed quite well. And another thing is, don't rush it. I can't stress how many times I've seen where someone likes to rush an ending. I don't know why. They just do it. I don't like rushed endings. And I know that this is kind of a nitpick, but please don't add-ons or returnees winning. It just feels out of place. Honestly, if a returnee comes out of nowhere and wins, it just bugs the crap out of me because why? Freaking why? And then an add-on? You've got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
No. So yeah. And finally, overall, the finale needs to bring closure. If there's one thing that Michael 545's finale didn't do properly, it's find closure in everything that was otherwise an almost perfect season. I need closure. We all need closure. We didn't go through X amount of episodes for you to say, guess what? We're doing it again, or guess what? I'm opening up a new can of worms. We came here to see how you wrap everything up. So please, that's another thing that I will feel. Closure. Please, provide closure. And some darn good stuff, too, if you can. And fun fact, you can have an epilogue if you want, people. You don't have to wrap everything up neatly in a package in that specific time frame. You can have epilogues.
Yeah.
Wave.
For me, I just think a good finale is one that wraps up all loose ends and ends on a good note. That's really about it.
I'm gonna have to agree with you guys on that one. Based on what you guys just said, but also that when your favorite character wins, that's a hero part.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. Now, this is kind of interesting. Because this is kind of... Someone asked this first and then another one added on to it.
Yeah.
Okay. From Ditto268, what are your top 5 TPIs this year? And then Maniacal Laughter says, and worst/disappointing 5.
Okay, well, I can't answer Ditto's question because I'm making a list as we speak. But I can answer Maniacal Laughter's question. But before I do, Wave.
I am not disclosing. I will say one of my favorite TPIs was probably, well, TPI's World Tour, as well as Michael's to an extent. I haven't really watched as well as others like Jacob and aka Bayo Cakes and Durant somewhat, as well as Crystal. But yeah, I can't really disclose the rest because I'm not really into marking worst Jinx.
As for me,
You were real subtle about that.
my favorite.
Go ahead, Susan.
As for me, I'd have to say my favorite so far is Total Drama, Double Groundhouse World Tour is one of my favorites. I don't really have a worst or a disappointing right now, so. Okay, one more. Got another question from Maniacal Laughter.
I didn't say my disappointing.
Yeah, we should hear it.
You got another question.
I know, but I didn't answer the question. I didn't answer Maniacal Laughter's question.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, the worst or disappointing 5 of I guess we're gonna go with 2015 because I'm not gonna go in general here. Because I'm not doing a list, I'm just gonna share my thoughts on one that I really don't like. Take your pick as to how you feel about it when I give out the answer. But if we're talking about a TPI that I really I honestly can't stand. I honestly couldn't stand it in the beginning, but I heard it gets better. Aqua Oracle. Nothing personal against him. He's a nice guy, and there's stuff there for him. But if I'm going to be honest, in terms of disappointment, that's where it lies in. It's a disappointing season in the beginning. Yeah. Trust me, I watched the first 5 episodes. I heard he gets better, and I'll believe it when I see it. But as far as disappointing, yeah. If we're talking the worst, I have no comment on the worst. I'm not going to be the one to say it. Okay, we can move on to the next question if you desire.
Alright. Okay.
This is also from Maniacal Laughter. Thoughts on non-elimination episodes with TPIs and total dramas?
Absolutely despise it. It is a complete waste of time.
I actually touched upon this in a cliche note a while ago on my DeviantArt. Non-elimination episodes. I only enjoy them if you are giving characters much-needed development. That is the only reason I enjoy them. And the challenge had better be darn good, just as good as any regular elimination episode. If none of those two things apply, then you can't expect me to give praise to the episode in any way whatsoever. Like the episode, if a non-elimination episode needs to have 3 things to make it worth watching. Plots for characters that are just as good as any other episode. The same applies to challenges, and there needs to be some type of reward that's worth seeing through to the end. If none of these 3 even pop up, you can't expect me to like it. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is.
Yeah. Okay. And Susan?
It would really depend on the episode, really. If it's good, then as long as the episode's good, I don't really mind. But if it's bad, then you're just wasting our time.
Okay. Alright, that appears to be the last one for now, so it's time
and then Speedy poses a question. Fantastic.
Son of a... okay, that's fine. They were doing Donko Strays. Oh, okay, then I'm out for this one.
Okay. Favorite duo? The Goths. Enough said. The Goths.
I gotta check something here.
The freaking Goths are loving life. They just became my favorite as the season progressed. They were just so great. They were so unique.
Mhm. Okay, there we
My
go.
favorite duo was the sisters.
Okay.
Anyone else have any last-minute questions? Because we need to that just randomly pop
We need
up.
to get to the point. All right, hang on. Gonna count down. 5, 4, 3. We will answer questions after this reveal, but yeah, not depending on the time. 2,
It's like playing Happy
1.
New Year. Oh boy.
Here we go. All right.
Let's
Now
go.
we're gonna deal with the main event of the night.
Cinco,
Yomi.
cuatro.
All right. I hinted this on my DeviantArt, but now I'm gonna make it official. Yomi is coming out in 2016. This will be the next installment for the LeafeonLive account. And you guys are going to get a trailer for it. So, listen, oh, for God's sake, Tim and Maniac will answer your question later. So I'm going to shut off my microphone and switch over to stereo mix because I'm going to be playing audio for this. So, Susan and Telly, this will be the first time they will be seeing this, like essentially the character cast and trailer, and so will everyone else. So here we go for Yomi.
I feel like I'm watching a movie.
Alright, so here we go. 3, 2, 1, and microphone go. And here we go.
Is there supposed to be music?
Wait a minute. No.
Suspense is killing a brother.
Enter the next stage for LeafeonLive. Cool.
Oh snap. Words cannot describe how many characters I recognize from Need.
That's right.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, check, check, check. Perfect. And I'm guessing the audio didn't work because Life hates me.
Yeah, it was really quiet.
Shit.
It
Hang on,
did.
let me see. Hang on, I'm gonna retry that.
I
again.
really felt like I was in a movie theater without the surround sound.
Oh shit. Let's check the comments.
Everyone was losing their natural minds.
We've got 2 minutes. Yes. Okay, so let's get into this. Total Pokemon Resort. This is not Yomi. Yomi was. That's right, folks. This is the actual 3rd season.
I've been
Yeah.
trolled!
Yep.
Again!
Yes. So.
Wait, you're going to a
Eight.
Wait, you're going to a resort?
Sort of. Yeah. This
Wait,
is where the
so-
season will take place.
So is the whole premise that is that whole thing still happening, or did you
Yomi?
just completely change it?
Yomi? No, I'm not doing Yomi.
So you're going to a resort.
Yeah, basically.
So it looks like we're both going to a resort. Fantastic.
Yep, and this is the actual 3rd season, so yeah. However, the release date will remain the same. This season will release in 2016.
5, 6, 7.
And here comes the counting.
So there's 14.
14
Wait,
contestants.
1, 2.
Why resort?
Well, because I wanted to do something a little different, and really the location came up last because really, yeah, I just figured, well, why not just do a resort?
Anything different about this third season that you can tell us? But
Yeah.
that be
All right, let's get into it.
Hmm.
All these characters, they are the children of the first 2 season contestants.
I knew it. Freaking knew
Yep.
it.
Yep.
Neat.
So some of these you may remember from the finale, such as Illumise, Shiny Butterfree, Murkrow, and Froakie, as well as Shiny Oshawott. However, what about the rest of these? What is the Rufflet? What about the Luxio? What about the Lucario?
Context clues.
Okay, the Meganium's kind of obvious, but yeah.
Some of these are kind of obvious.
Yep.
Some are a bit
Gardevoir.
some are a bit of a scratch on the head, but some are actually obvious.
Yep.
Yeah.
So essentially, if you notice in the Gardevoir, I changed, and I'll just probably fix up the trailer later after the stream, to include the actual freaking music, so I don't look like a dipshit. Anyway, so yeah, I changed the Ralts. It's shiny, so it makes it a whole lot easier to recognize. What about the Ninetales?
Who is that?
That's an interesting question. And yes, Gothitelle and Superior. These are actually the fully grown version of the twins, or not twins, of the
Those are twins.
well, kind of. They're different genders. So, which is not really that likely. There's Vespiqun's kid. Yeah, here's the difference. Gothitelle in this is the female, and Superior is the male. So they basically did a reversal. Meganium is female.
Lord, male superior. What are the odds?
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that Jarlota guy. Oh, God.
The less we speak of him, the better.
Yeah, I'm gonna get this out of the way. Yeah, Rufflet. Gee, I wonder who he is the kid of.
Does he support America too?
Yeah.
Gee, does he support America too?
Yes, he does.
I bet he does.
Yep.
But
So, yeah.
But that's just curious, though. Then who's his mother? Who's the little Rufflet's mother?
Well, can't say.
Oh, considering it's 18 years later, yeah, Darkrai, you old.
Well, actually, considering that they're both legendaries and Darkrai, yeah, they're essentially immortal, so they don't really feel age.
You're still old, Darkrai.
God damn it.
You will forever be called old from now on.
Oh, god damn it. But notice how I said that some of these are that all of these actually are the children of the first 2 season contestants. Notice something that does not add
Some
up.
of them, quite a number of them. Actually, the Luxio, the Lucario, the Ninetales.
Yep. Well,
Yeah, I
that will
remember
be
seeing
explained.
with those.
Yep. Well,
$5
that
says
will be...
$5 says one of them were adopted.
Well, we'll see. Alright, let's take a look at those comments. Alright.
Too much
Here we
hype.
go. Let's take a look. Okay, so the questions.
Thoughts on Pokemon fusions?
XD. Thoughts on humanized episodes. Listen near me. Hurry! I only got 2 minutes.
Well. It appears I'm not the only one with a Lucario on their next and possibly final step in the TPI making world.
Yep. Yumi God, Snappity Snap, didn't recognize faces. I hope that Leafeon is related to Vespiquen at all. In any form. Should go. Let's use an ancestor idea. And my comments are there we go. Wait. God damn it. Oh, this is certainly interesting. Boy, Darkrai, you look old. The male superior is surprising. OMG, little America, brother. Lucario. Oh, wait, Vulpix. I forgot about Vulpix.
Actually, that does bring up a very poignant question.
Shit.
Did Vulpix breed?
Yes,
Oh, Lord.
he did.
That's very scary. Vulpix breeded. Oh, dear.
And that is his kid. Worse off?
Oh, dear. Who did Vulpix, screw, to put it bluntly?
Can't say. However, I think you might have also noticed something. Considering the genders of the already established
It's shiny.
characters.
It's shiny and it's a female.
It's basically this side is females, this side is males. So, yeah, it's pretty much confirmed. Oshawott's a chick, and Lemize's, well, that was obvious. And worse off, Vulpix's kid is a girl. Oh shit. And yeah, so
This could mean a number of things, which makes me fear. Stay for the worst or the best. I don't know. This is
yeah.
Yep.
Now, what was the song I was playing? It was Ruby or Volume 3. Stupid seasons. Volume 3's opening, When It Falls.
No, I have not seen that yet. Don't spoil it.
Well, I haven't seen Volume 3 either. I still haven't even watched Volume 2. Lucario?
Well, you're further than me. I haven't even seen. I've only seen one thing of Volume 1.
Yeah. Alright, well, it has been a fun stream, but I think it's time we get to the point, so I think we should take one more Q&A session from everyone in the audience, and then we should call it, because it has been a long-ass stream.
And then
Thank
get
you
the
all.
hell out of here.
Yeah. Thank you guys for attending the stream, by the way. Thank you to my two guests very much for attending and participating. It really helped.
Mm-hmm.
Not a problem.
Alright, everyone in the audience, ask your last set of questions, because...
This is the last chance you get, ladies and gentlemen. Make them count.
Yep. And like I said, Total Pokemon Resort will be revealed in 2016.
Everything in 2016.
Yay.
Everything.
And it's probably a good thing considering my workload that I have 14 contestants instead of 22 again.
That's why I chose 16 in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
It's a number I can work with. Well, we got a question.
Alright, let's hear it.
What is your thoughts on the stream finales?
What is that supposed to mean?
I'm assuming you mean season... Okay, for the sake of this question, I'm going to assume season finales, so...
But he already asked a question like that, so that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, maniacal laughter, can you be a little bit specific, please?
Yeah, so when you say stream finales,
Yeah,
what are you implying, like showing a finale live or something? I don't know. But, yeah, be a little more specific.
That might be it.
Just a wee bit.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Gigantic Cass? Oh, lordy. As a former person who used to have Gigantic Cass, I hate them. I hate them a lot. Let me make it clear. A giant cast implies that all of them are going to do something, implying at least. If you can't do that and can't manage a giant cast, then don't do it. I really, really don't like Gigantic Casts anymore. Thanks to my own... I basically did this to myself. I self-inflicted this pain. I really hate Gigantic Casts now because of what I've done. And I don't ever... And when I see a giant cast, basically more than 34, but even 34 stretching it. But if I see more than 34, which is the maximum that I believe could be a number, then that's when I start losing it, because now I have to wonder, are some of these characters even going to be memorable at that point? So I really don't like Gigantic Cast in any way.
Yeah. And for me, pretty much I share the same opinion.
Same.
Next question
Okay,
is from
okay.
Speedy Septile. Go ahead.
Yeah. Thoughts on TPI Humanized?
I can't give my thoughts on it.
Why is that?
I think well, remember, Wave Jet is season Humanized. Yeah. I think it's.
No. I think he means
basically.
I think he means on the concept and idea. And if we're talking about that,
Oh, okay.
If we're talking about that, they're entertaining, but you can't
Yeah.
let them last too long. You shouldn't let them last too long. If I've learned anything from experience, you cannot let them last too long. You shouldn't do it you shouldn't do it like for half a season or something like that. But most of all, you have to remember it is a total Pokemon, not a humanized show. If it is humanized, then you keep them humans. But but if you're going to do some type of event, please do not get lazy. If you're going to tell me that you're going to do a humanized week, I expect to see a freaking humanized week. But don't get lazy and out of nowhere and say you're not going to do it, and then switch it up. Sorry if I threw Shinx under the bus, because that's exactly who it reminds me of.
As for me, I think they were okay. It's a new thing. It's actually a little twist of something you'd see, but I think it's like what Telly said, don't overuse it. Okay, got another question from Maniacal Laughter. Thoughts on a fused Pokemon? Vicky, Pokemon fusions.
I already discussed my thoughts on mixed breeds, so
As did I.
So yeah, not a fan.
Yeah, not the biggest fan. Not the biggest fan. Don't like them too much. Nah.
I think I like them only if they're cute. If they're not, because there's some Pokemon that should not be fused.
Ever.
Mm-hmm.
Last chance, ladies and gentlemen. Last chance. One more minute and then we're getting the hell up out of here.
Yeah. I guess I'll say this at that too, yeah. I guess I will say this, which is kind of funny about the whole Gardevoir thing. Think about this. She has Lapras's singing, think about the traits that she would be likely more to inherit, mainly from her mom this time. Oh shit. Well, not exactly personality-wise, but yeah.
I can't.
You got another one.
I'm not gonna imagine it. Thoughts on
you got another question.
Thoughts on Fakemon on TPIs. I rarely see that. I don't think I've ever seen that. So
I concur.
Yeah.
I don't think I can give an opinion on it if I've never seen it.
Yeah.
Looks like we got a superior fan already.
Great. Great. I'm not a fan of anyone just yet. I want the show to actually come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta work on an outline anyway, so that will be
$5 says it'll come out before Ultimatum.
Well, no, I got going shit to deal with. I may do it in December, but I got a lot of crap to do in that month anyway.
You'll be lucky if you see Ultimatum by the summer, because right now I'm currently in the middle of making sure the plots are legit, finalizing them, and basically taking time off until I get all the auditions for Emerald Chronicles.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've yet to get them all.
Alright, I'm gonna count down now, and if there's no questions in the next 10 seconds, we're gonna call it off for the night. Fuck. Gonna say I thought I was done watching TPIs, but I gone and did it again.
Yes.
God damn it. Well, that's not.
Yes.
But essentially, I trolled everybody with that reveal because I mentioned I was gonna do Yomi, and yeah, bait and switch.
Care to share the reason why exactly you're coming back one last time, or again, basically?
Shinx.
Yes, I remember now.
Yeah.
Let's wait, show me and make the prayer your first one out.
Yeah. And I see Maniacal
Be careful
laughing.
what you ask for, Speedy. Wave is the king of trolling when it comes to this kind of stuff. You need to be careful with what you say.
Pretty much.
Or it may happen at the last possible minute.
And I see the Maniacal Laughter is already rooting for Ninetales or Rufflet. Jesus.
Nope, not rooting for anyone yet. I want to wait until it actually comes out.
Exactly. Alright. I'm going to count down now, so here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright. Thank you all for showing up to the stream. I'm really happy that I hit a year anniversary, and I'm really glad that you guys got to come out, that I got to converse with you guys for the evening. That was a long. Well, this was a long ass stream. And
Welcome to the world.
And I hope Total Pokemon Resort will be good. Like, probably not
Oh.
better than music, but
Oh, I'm sure it'll be great. Quit trying.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd like to thank my guests Susan and Tully for appearing in the stream. They made it a lot easier, and
It's been fun.
It has been a blast.
so
Yeah, I had a lot of fun tonight.
In only a week, we've collaborated twice.
yes.
Yes, we
So
did.
yeah.
Yes, we did. Yes, you did.
So I hope to see you guys when when the season comes out. I will work on the retrospective eventually. I might release it on the day of the 16th,
Yep.
and I will post the teaser then, around that point.
And before I go, because, well, you know, a shameless plug-in for a shameless plug-in. If you haven't already, because I know some of you have, don't forget about sending in your auditions for Emerald Chronicles, and yeah, so I can continue progress on season 2. Okay,
Yes.
bye.
Alright. Farewell, everyone.
Bye.
And stop.